acceptable audiobooks. Right now, you can get over 100,000 million books through the Karak's audio bookstore. New York Times classics like I Married a Werewolf, Teen Bruisers, What Is This Dark Spot, Why Can't I Pull Off My Own Face, and the classic award-winning self-help book, How to Staple Your Mouth Shut by Here is just a small sample of the audio quality that you can expect. He flicked the hair out of his face, the sweat beading off of it, his weight pressed down on her, his lithe form finding comfort in her curves. There was a sensuous quality to her body he couldn't get enough of. He slipped her bra off smoothly and tossed it onto the hard concrete floor. Bill patted the old Corvette with one hand. That's it, baby. Let me know all your secrets. An entire world is waiting for you. Just download them on the go to your Android or that one company that fucking hates headphones, so they remove the port completely. Listen on the go. Pretend you're busy so you don't have to engage with others in society. And that's right, you can do it all from the comfort of your little safety cocoon of sound, you goddamned introverts. It's best if you also don't make eye contact and beat your head like you're cooler than everyone else is. Just $19.99 a month plus taxes and fees and VAT times 2, or our subscription service that's only $19.99 a month plus VATs and fees and service times 2. And allowing our tracking cookies, you can have instant access to all that you desire when it comes to the audio realm. So join Karak's audio and audibly acceptable audiobooks now, for when your eyes are just too fucking lazy to move side to side. And remember, you can't cancel at any time. Karak's audio and audibly acceptable audiobooks. Let's just stop moving as a species, you fatties. Today's podcast is brought to you by Karak's audio and audibly acceptable audiobooks. Right now, you can get over 100,000 million books through the Karak's audio bookstore. New York Times classics like I Married a Werewolf, Teen Bruisers, What Is This Dark Spot, Why Can't I Pull Off My Own Face, and the classic award-winning self-help book, How to Staple Your Mouth Shut by Here is just a small sample of the audio quality that you can expect. He flicked the hair out of his face, the sweat beading off of it, his weight pressed down on her, his lithe form finding comfort in her curves. There was a sensuous quality to her body he couldn't get enough of. He slipped her bra off smoothly and tossed it onto the hard concrete floor. Bill patted the old Corvette with one hand. That's it, baby. Let me know all your secrets. An entire world is waiting for you. Just download them on the go to your Android or that one company that fucking hates headphones, so they remove the port completely. Listen on the go. Pretend you're busy so you don't have to engage with others in society. And that's right, you can do it all from the comfort of your little safety cocoon of sound, you goddamned introverts. It's best if you also don't make eye contact and beat your head like you're cooler than everyone else is. Just $19.99 a month plus taxes and fees and VAT times 2, or our subscription service that's only $19.99 a month plus VATs and fees and service times 2. And allowing our tracking cookies, you can have instant access to all that you desire when it comes to the audio realm. So join Karak's audio and audibly acceptable audiobooks now, for when your eyes are just too fucking lazy to move side to side. And remember, you can't cancel at any time. Karak's audio and audibly acceptable audiobooks. Let's just stop moving as a species, you fatties. Today's podcast is brought to you by Karak's audio and audibly acceptable audiobooks. Right now, you can get over 100,000 million books through the Karak's audio bookstore. New York Times classics like I Married a Werewolf, Teen Bruisers, What Is This Dark Spot, Why Can't I Pull Off My Own Face, and the classic award-winning self-help book, How to Staple Your Mouth Shut by Here is just a small sample of the audio quality that you can expect. He flicked the hair out of his face, the sweat beading off of it, his weight pressed down on her, his lithe form finding comfort in her curves. There was a sensuous quality to her body he couldn't get enough of. He slipped her bra off smoothly and tossed it onto the hard concrete floor. Bill patted the old Corvette with one hand. That's it, baby. Let me know all your secrets. An entire world is waiting for you. Just download them on the go to your Android or that one company that fucking hates headphones, so they remove the port completely. Listen on the go. Pretend you're busy so you don't have to engage with others in society. And that's right, you can do it all from the comfort of your little safety cocoon of sound, you goddamned introverts. It's best if you also don't make eye contact and beat your head like you're cooler than everyone else is. Just $19.99 a month plus taxes and fees and VAT times 2, or our subscription service that's only $19.99 a month plus VATs and fees and service times 2. And allowing our tracking cookies, you can have instant access to all that you desire when it comes to the audio realm. So join Karak's audio and audibly acceptable audiobooks now, for when your eyes are just too fucking lazy to move side to side. And remember, you can't cancel at any time. Karak's audio and audibly acceptable audiobooks. Let's just stop moving as a species, you fatties. Today's podcast is brought to you by Karak's audio and audibly acceptable audiobooks. Right now, you can get over 100,000 million books through the Karak's audio bookstore. New York Times classics like I Married a Werewolf, Teen Bruisers, What Is This Dark Spot, Why Can't I Pull Off My Own Face, and the classic award-winning self-help book, How to Staple Your Mouth Shut by Here is just a small sample of the audio quality that you can expect. He flicked the hair out of his face, the sweat beading off of it, his weight pressed down on her, his lithe form finding comfort in her curves. There was a sensuous quality to her body he couldn't get enough of. He slipped her bra off smoothly and tossed it onto the hard concrete floor. Bill patted the old Corvette with one hand. That's it, baby. Let me know all your secrets. An entire world is waiting for you. Just download them on the go to your Android or that one company that fucking hates headphones, so they remove the port completely. Listen on the go. Pretend you're busy so you don't have to engage with others in society. And that's right, you can do it all from the comfort of your little safety cocoon of sound, you goddamned introverts. It's best if you also don't make eye contact and beat your head like you're cooler than everyone else is. Just $19.99 a month plus taxes and fees and VAT times 2, or our subscription service that's only $19.99 a month plus VATs and fees and service times 2. And allowing our tracking cookies, you can have instant access to all that you desire when it comes to the audio realm. So join Karak's audio and audible, audibly acceptable audiobooks now, for when your eyes are just too fucking lazy to move side to side. And remember, you can't cancel at any time. Karak's audio and audible, audibly acceptable audiobooks. Let's just stop moving as a species, you fatties. Today's podcast is brought to you by Karak's audio and audible, audibly acceptable audiobooks. Right now, you can get over 100,000 million books through the Karak's audio bookstore. New York Times classics like I Married a Werewolf, Teen Bruisers, What Is This Dark Spot, Why Can't I Pull Off My Own Face, and the classic award-winning self-help book, How to Staple Your Mouth Shut by Here is just a small sample of the audio quality that you can expect. He flicked the hair out of his face, the sweat beading off of it, his weight pressed down on her, his lithe form finding comfort in her curves. There was a sensuous quality to her body he couldn't get enough of. He slipped her bra off smoothly and tossed it onto the hard concrete floor. Bill patted the old Corvette with one hand. That's it, baby. Let me know all your secrets. An entire world is waiting for you. Just download them on the go to your Android or that one company that fucking hates headphones, so they remove the port completely. Listen on the go. Pretend you're busy so you don't have to engage with others in society. And that's right, you can do it all from the comfort of your little safety cocoon of sound, you goddamned introverts. It's best if you also don't make eye contact and beat your head like you're cooler than everyone else is. Just $19.99 a month plus taxes and fees and VAT times 2, or our subscription service that's only $19.99 a month plus VATs and fees and service times 2. And allowing our tracking cookies, you can have instant access to all that you desire when it comes to the audio realm. So join Karak's audio and audible, audibly acceptable audiobooks now, for when your eyes are just too fucking lazy to move side to side. And remember, you can't cancel it by your focus in games being fractured by poor technology and a style that goes back to the 80s, even if you were born in the 90s. Then look no further than ACG Slather Junk. That's right, a new line ACG products that are guaranteed to improve your hip thrust, hip fire, and sniper headshotting kills. Where all other imitators just buy something from a company and have a sticker just thrown on it so they can sell you merchandise, which really only results in you walking around with their head near your tits. Not ACG, baby, no way. These are handcrafted by the skilled mittens of yours truly, put together with an aim to increase your juice.
And we're switching.
Look at these headphones.
We're switching. What's up, everybody? This is Karak with ACG. Hopefully you can hear me today, not like yesterday's podcast. I'm here with Reg and Johnny and Abzy, and we are doing International Podcast 311. How do I know it's 311? Because it's right there. You can see it right there on the title. It says it on the title. Yep, stepping up the game, stepping up the tech game. 311 podcasts. Well, more like 622, but 311 have recorded successfully. We did a shit ton. We would probably lose every other podcast easily. I would say I don't feel uncomfortable saying that that's not an exaggeration, saying that we had a tech glitch for every other podcast for at least a year, especially working with, prior to Discord, what did we do, Skype? We did Skype for a while, didn't we? Yeah, so Skype was an issue, and then Discord was an issue, recording locally, all that kind of stuff. And, yeah, it was a bitch. What do we got here? Sup, everybody? Just watching the stream here. Looks... Oh, yeah, you guys are muted. You're right. There we go.
Oh, am I?
They weren't saying anything useful anyway.
And we're back.
Right.
I'll just mute them. I'll just be the only one who talks. I had to add like 3 audio inputs just to get my voice to work. And
well, at least they didn't hear me talk about how shit The Last of Us 2 is, right? That's good. I don't want to piss any more people off. Wait,
Yeah.
can they hear me now?
Clearly.
Nope.
Clearly.
Oh
they don't.
shit, my
Nope.
bad.
I've turned you on auto tune, so right now you're like this game.
Oh,
so
T-Pain.
T-Pain. Anyway, sup everybody. I'm looking at Pebcac. That's a good username. Pebcac. What is that? Prod Butterfly. Is that Production Butterfly? He's in all the time. He's always watching, but I just don't know the username. PROD.
I think it's prof, like professor.
But it's Prod. PORD.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I have the documents is in here. That's good. John
you're right.
GAF is in here. Abdi is in here. Not Abzy. Abdi.
Abdi.
Eden
That's
is
like
in here.
bootleg absy.
Grumble. yeah, bootleg. Warbly, if you listen to it closely, it's a little bit warbly. It's like a little lower quality. Scotty G8 2, who's been here a long enough time that he actually has a special icon next to his name. He's been a member for a long time. Writing on Games is here. Writing on Games probably right now the premier channel I'm watching. So I'm happy to have him in here. If you guys don't know who Writing on Games is, it's the guy that I'm always telling you guys to go watch, because every time he does a video, I cross that video off my list of videos I should do. I'm like, shit.
Does he write
shit.
on games?
Dude, yeah, he's the one who did, like, broke down Hitman levels and stuff in ways that, like, okay, so you know how I used to bitch, like, a lot of coverage on games was like a live journal? I walked up the steps, blah, blah, blah. So when he covers a game as and this is something Silver was talking about, a lot of times when he talks about his love for, like, a game, it's sort of like when people will watch a review and they'll be like, I get where Karak's coming from. I find that very difficult with most people's coverage, to get where they're coming from. But his stuff, there was a time where he was talking about Hitman and talking about being under the steps and moving around, and it was the level, it was the Hitman 3, I believe. The party, there's a party in a abandoned building in the middle of a valley, and he was running around, and I was like, it was one of those times where you're watching a video and you're like, oh shit, I get it. You know, it was like sort of that Nirvana moment. But
That's always good. That
he's
moment
been on the
when you're
podcast too, a couple times back in the old days. But yeah, so. Definitely happy to have him in here. Ivan, what's up, everybody? PC Gamer. Not really PC Gamer in here. I'm sure, right? I would assume.
PC Gamer MMA. Hell yeah, Chad.
I'm assuming that's not really in here. Anyway, so we have a lot of stuff to talk about for games. Let's just real quickly cover what we've been playing, and if we have it on the list for covering later, say you're playing it, we don't need to dive into it, and we'll cover it in a bit on a big topic. But go ahead, Johnny.
Sorry, that's my coffee machine. If you hear it just going off
I
for
do.
a second.
A little bit, just in the background. It's so quiet, though. Go ahead.
It's just turning off. Yeah, because I have a nice cup here. Cheers. So I've actually been playing a bit of Psychonauts 2.
Ooh, good game.
Yeah. Great game. For some reason, I didn't get to play it. It's one of those, like, when it popped, I think I was covering something else and then never returned to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing that. Still in my League of Legends journey, right? Continues the process, and some Final Fantasy 14 in Endwalker. So I've been balancing those three.
Hey, nice, dude.
Yeah.
So it's one hell of a ride.
What about you?
Yeah, it's been good so far.
Sorry.
Although, sorry, I just have to mention one thing. They've added some new mechanics, right? Like game mechanics, different types of missions, and one of them is a disaster. It's a stealth mission. Abzi, you know this.
Oh,
Dude, disaster.
Dude, you have no idea. You have no idea. You
You mean because it's hard? What are we talking about?
No. It's dude. So you have to tail people without them seeing you. And there's this one kid in a side quest where you're tailing, and he goes like this, like 360, and he runs the fuck around. And you're like 10 minutes into this thing, tailing him very, very slowly, and it makes you repeat the whole thing over again.
And that's the problem. If you fail it at any point, you have to redo the whole shebang.
Yes,
and
sir.
it's shit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, Abzi. What about you?
What's up, dude? Also, hi, mom. I think she's watching right now. I need to like censor myself.
Abzi, mom.
So I've been what have I been playing, dude? Fucking hell, dude. Xenoblade on my Switch.
Is that you censored? Because if so, we're screwed for the day.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Wow.
What the fudge is going on, dude? Xenoblade. On the Switch, and I've been playing some Hitman. Actually, I'm streaming Hitman on Discord. I think today.
Oh, you are going to
Sometimes.
stream it again? Yeah, those are good times.
Probably, yeah, it's a good time. And I started Shadowrun. I started with the first one, Returns.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Hell yeah. Because the trilogy's coming out, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna
Wait, that one is old as fuck, isn't it?
2016,
Shadowrun?
2017.
Okay.
Yeah,
around
but the art style of it doesn't make it look dated. It's like
Cool.
cartoony. Yeah.
Reginald,
Great games.
what have you been playing?
I've been playing very little, and what I've been playing was basically free-to-play trash on mobile.
Nice.
I've been playing Diablo Immortal for one, and Ni no Kuni Cross Worlds, two free-to-play titles that released recently.
Ni no Kuni Crossworlds?
Yeah.
Never even heard of it. What is that? What type of
That's
game is
Ni no Kuni is the title you keep forgetting, despite Silver mentioned it like 500
Yeah, but
times.
that's silver. I'm not gonna pay attention.
Oh.
It's a JRPG where you collect like monsters that then fight with you and stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
Just mobile version.
classic setup. Just a mobile version, and it's also leaning fully into mobile payment mechanics. Like on their official roadmap, coming this year still is play to earn and NFTs. So yeah.
Play to earn. Yikes, dude.
I already earned by buying.
Yeah, bro. What?
Yeah. So looking at here, it looks like a lot of people. I subbed to Writing on Games. Thanks for the suggestion. No problem. Media glitch. Let's see. Looking at all here. Where's Silver? Silver's out today. He had stuff he had stuff he had to do. Playing some Red Dead 2 and Weird West. Silverhand says
Good
Cyberpunk.
games.
I assume SVX 6. Oh, we're going to talk about Street Fighter 6. Yeah, just give us a
Yeah.
second. Scotty G82, $2 super chat. Is the Steam Deck better than Switch, guys? Yes. Well,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Could it run
Yeah.
the emulator even better than the Switch can
can.
run alone? Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go.
Oh, you've tried that, Reg?
I think
like
anybody
running-
would have.
It
I mean,
looks better and
yeah.
it runs mostly better. At least
So like
as long
Breath
as
of the
shaders are
Wild,
compiled.
higher res.
Joker production. What's up, Joker? He says Spider-Man on PC made me want to caress my flesh helmet.
Hell yeah.
That's a lot to take in at one.
Yeah,
in
that
one
is
session.
Flesh
that is
helmet.
a lot to take in.
It is exciting though to see those kind of games coming. As Andy said during the event, he's like, it's probably a 2-year out for all of their big games, like going out for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's why Ghost isn't currently on the list, which sucks though because I just think 2 years is too long. But that's me.
Yeah.
I have been playing Sniper a bunch. A couple
So
games.
wait, you've come back to Sniper after finishing
Sniper
it?
I'll probably 100%, which isn't because I don't care about the achievements. The game tracks you, which I like. So I don't care about outside achievements mean nothing to me. That's like somebody patting me on the back once I don't care
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they like.
Oh,
I
you
do my
killed
own
3
stuff.
dudes here.
Yeah, whatever. But in the game, it does track you, and it tells you how many times you won the same ribbon, which I really thought was interesting. So let's say you get a sniper kill, you get your 10th sniper kill, you get the sniper ribbon. If you do another 10, it'll say you've won this ribbon twice. And this sounds really dumb, but that's very cool because instead of one and done, it can just continually inform you that you have done another 10. And I sort of
It's
dig
almost
that.
like you're accumulating
dude.
your.
Yeah.
I
So
was
Yeah.
sorry.
so I've been
Sorry.
So I've been
This is-
playing through that and really enjoying just tracking those things that are in the game that are story bits because this is one of the few games where story elements in one mission will track into others. So I got some notes and shit in Sniper Elite 5 in the last mission that actually talk about the notes in the first mission and third mission. And so what happens is you get a very cool storytelling element, almost like a flash forward in a TV series, where you're like, oh, whoa, now I get it. For example, there's one long line of missions in the game. Not missions, sorry. There's one long plot line in the game on these things about plate armor, about specialized bulletproof armor.
Yeah.
And it starts popping up in different missions. And I caught myself reading it and actually, for the first time ever in a game, taking a note and going like, okay, so that's what this is called. What is it? And actively, like a detective using their gun to seek out clues. I'm going out there and I'm trying to find it, and it's been very fun. Abzi, what were you gonna say?
No, have you gotten invaded yet?
Oh yeah,
Dude, I've seen, so I was watching a streamer doing invasions where he invades other people. And what you can do in this game, which is pretty funny, maybe it'll get patched out, but you can go into photo mode and zoom out the camera and see around corners and shit.
yeah.
Which
and
I think they should patch, but it's pretty hilarious.
you can tell that would work because the moment you do your first sniper bullet cam in the game, you start noticing just how much of a cheat it is because you can see all the enemies as the camera is spinning around the bullet.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The invasion thing, it means nothing to me. Like that's not even. It's not. I mean, it is what it is. It's cool. It might be cool if there were more. So,
do you
like,
mean?
if I could play, if I could have 4 or 5 people invade, it might be cool. But I haven't lost an invasion yet. Like, it's stunningly simple to kill the invaders. So,
Because people are bad, or
I don't know if people are bad or not, but like I had one guy who's like the guy invaded and it was less than like 25 seconds later and he was dead. And I was like, well, these guys suck donkey balls. Like I have no clue what they're doing.
Wow.
Maybe it's because I've been playing longer.
I think
'cause
it's
reviewed
you're
it.
just that good.
No, I don't think so. I mean, on some games, I would actually be happy to say that that is true. I would take that fake kudo.
Dude,
just
you
tried to give
okay?
me.
Listen, okay, we played Sniper Elite together. You were popping the fuck off.
I
I'm
will
not-
admit that
dude,
first
you were
time
popping
Absy
the
was like,
fuck off,
Jesus
dude.
Christ. Because,
Yeah, dude.
maybe it's that
boom,
game.
boom, boom, like headshots, man.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
crazy.
it's that game, but it's
Yeah.
fun, man. It's fun. It's cool. I'm glad to see it do success. I'm glad to see it do well. And then, yeah, some like these guys doing some mobile stuff. I won't install Diablo. I could give two shits on a biscuit about Diablo. We're gonna talk about it.
Aren't you guys also a bit burnt out with that style of game? Like,
What style?
we've seen so many. Well, like the Diablo style,
ARPG.
like Path of Exile.
No, because
you
I
know?
didn't play Path of Exile. So, like to me, I would be okay with a good one.
And
Diablo is
you
not a
also
good
didn't
game.
play Lost Ark, right? But
I didn't play Lost Ark. I
you
should.
didn't play that. But I played it recently, and I was also playing V Rising, which is kind of similar to that style. So yeah, I'm definitely a bit burnt out.
The last one I played would most likely have been Genesis Darksiders Genesis, which I adored. I thought that game was hot, but it wasn't the over the top like Lost Ark. Like watching Reg play Lost Ark is like having 10 different types of ADD invade your brain at the same time. It's ridiculous, and I'm not even controlling it, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
what is even? Is he hitting buttons or is he just like
All
what's
the
happening?
buttons, all the
All
time.
the buttons. So,
It's Korean MMOs. They love to, spruce it up.
let's see. Reading. Some have been complaining about the AI in Sniper Elite 5. I thought I saw a video where you can adjust the AI settings. You can, but people will always complain about the AI in games because it's not perfect. But the AI in there, I stated this in my review. If you go listen, I said a lot of people are going to complain about this AI because they do not understand that the AI cannot cheat in that game and will walk past you if they don't hear you. So I knew for a fact that people who think they're really like intelligent would be like, the AI is terrible, not knowing that the AI is actually set up in particular to be like real people. We watched it
Right.
when we were doing the review.
I was
there was-
blown away by the
Yeah,
by the
it'll
stuff they
even
would
show
do.
you a little red dot saying this is where they last saw you, and you'll see them go into that. And I'm not saying that they won't miss you sometimes, but the honest truth is, I can't tell you how many times I've played a multiplayer game where I got shot by somebody I didn't see, and they were standing right there.
Yeah,
So,
I think also
We're gonna
weirdly
pretend
enough,
everybody's that good. Yeah,
weirdly
sort of a lie.
enough, playing it on authentic, and I'm not trying to be that person like, oh, you should play.
No,
on the hardest
authentic
difficulty.
is good in
but-
this.
Yes, but when I play on authentic, I think it's because of no HUD as well. I just found that the AI wasn't crazy. You couldn't tell where they are. You can't mark them. You don't know what they're doing. But they set up ambushes and they sneak up on you and shoot you. And it just took me by surprise because I'm used to in games like this that enemies would yell before shooting or they wouldn't set
right.
up these ambushes and
Yeah.
all these things, right? So playing it without a HUD kind of, I don't know if it was truly that way, but it made it seem like the AI was really good.
AI in games is going to make some huge inroads here with some stuff that's changing with AI as a whole. So it'll be very interesting to see how high they push stuff. Joker Productions says, please talk about the PS exclusives coming on my face. I mean, coming to PC.
Of course.
Joker's
yeah.
always screwing with me. What we can. So we got Spider-Man remastered, right? They said Spider-Man. So that'll be the new Spider-Man that was already remastered on the PlayStation coming to the PC. Dude, I can't wait. Particularly because mods. I just don't know what the people are going to do. I don't know about you guys. If you'll will you guys replay Spider-Man on PC?
Probably
think I might.
not.
No.
No. Oh, no, really?
Man.
Was it a one and done for you guys?
Well,
Unless there's a
that for one
significant one.
thing, and the other thing is it is a controller game, so there's no benefit for me to play on PC.
True.
Other than graphics mods.
Right.
Well, I mean the graphics already look great on
Yeah, true.
PS5.
I
Yeah,
just
but- Sorry, go on.
just Spider-Man in particular, I never thought it was a great game. I played it once and I was like, okay, that was great, but I never had the need or necessity to replay it. Like I
Okay.
didn't think it was that replayable for
Well,
me. Yeah.
here's why I think it would be interesting to replay it. The suits, because one of the things I loved most about the game was unlocking all the different suits.
Right.
Mhm.
And on PC, because of mods, it's endless what you could have, right? They could like
dude.
recreate other suits.
A
You could play as
randomizer for
fucking
the suits, guys.
randomizer.
I mean,
Dude,
look what
I
they're
mean,
doing with Elden Ring,
That's
right?
what I'm.
Randomizer mods,
It's exactly what I'm
co-op.
talking. Imagine
this
shit.
like that, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe they
that'd
could
be
make
cool.
side quests better in the open world or something.
They could. Yeah, they could. Right. Side quests. Yeah, they were just things. They were just
They
the
were
stuff
okay,
we
yeah.
expect.
The gameplay carried it, like in the open world. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I will mention in connection with this, I think only Reg and I use this, and maybe it's only me now, but GeForce Now, the streaming service has God of War, but they're removing it from streaming completely. If you play it prior to them removing it, you'll be able to keep it on there. If you don't, it's going to be gone, and I think this is a sign to come for any Sony games. Sony's not going to want you using GeForce Now if they can get you to use PSN Plus or
Yeah.
right or is that what it is? PSN Plus Platinum for streaming
Yeah,
games.
the biggest
Right.
one.
Yeah, they're not going to. They're absolutely not. They're not going to leave
Makes
them on there.
sense.
So either they're going to come on for a short amount of time, or we're going to stop seeing Sony games on GeForce Now at all, which is sort of a bummer.
That's weird. So if you play it before a specified date, you get to keep the game
It'll
forever.
stay on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And somebody whispered,
Okay.
in my comments, they were like, maybe that's the new plan for games that go away from GeForce Now. And I'm like, personally, I think too many things have come into the puzzle piece to indicate that larger conspiracy. And to me, it's quite simply just Sony jumping into streaming. Like sometimes it is right there in front of you. And there isn't like a larger thing of like, oh, this must be a larger plan by GeForce. It's like, I think we would have seen that from other games. I could be wrong. But Aaron Goon, $20 super chat. I want to thank you for turning me on to streaming. It's now my preferred way of playing. I sprung for that massive Samsung tablet. Dude, that thing's a monster. I've got it as well. It's awesome. I'm pulling 1440p, 120 FPS, and by far the best screen I own with no latency. It's awesome.
Holy shit.
Glad to hear it, man. Dude, it's the first one that'll give you like, bigger muscles by lifting it. Suck Zeus. Zeuxus, sorry, $4.99. If Sony really wanted to crush it day one, VR2 support on PC with a dedicated launcher and Half-Life Alyx, I doubt Valve would allow that, but we can dream. It won't happen. Yeah, it won't happen. I love you, man, and thank you guys for the super chats. They keep the channel going, but I can't agree on that last one. It might do well, but I don't think we're going to see any overlap of VR2 and PC. So anyway,
Well, not officially. Yeah. But
yeah,
I mean,
well,
VR1 got an unofficial PC support, so
yeah, that
Expecting
is true,
something.
right? That is true. So we've got Days Gone, we've got God of War, we've got Spider-Man coming. Andy Lanique from used to work directly in the biz. Now he works for one company, but he also does his own chef's channel stuff. He was saying that his thought was it just means every 2 years we'll get the game. So that would be Ghost of Tsushima this summer. Would that be correct? Because Ghost of Tsushima would be 2 years old, I believe, for its release.
Is it already?
Did he say 2 years after release or 2
He's-
years after like the death of sales or something?
Oh, he did say death of, what did he say? Like death of sale, like end
Like
of
retail death or some shit.
retail death. Yeah.
Huh.
So, $5 Swamp Walker. I doubt Sony ever releases first-party games on PC day one because of how many videos you see of those games running so much better than on PS5. Well, it's not
I
only
think
that,
though-
but they want you to believe the PS5 is like their thing. But if people can't buy a PS5, which they can't right now, or it's very difficult.
Yeah.
If I were Sony, I'd just be like, dude, PS5 is one of the multiple platforms that we support. Let's move forward.
That's the thing. I mean, they're not making money off console sales as much as they are game sales. I think
yeah, exactly.
what they're hinging
even
on
close.
mostly is subscriptions, PS Plus subscriptions.
Right.
Because once you get a console, you're more inclined to get a subscription. I think that's what they're hinging on. But I think if they just, I don't know, I'm not an expert on this, but I think if they just release it to multiple platforms like PC from the start, they could make way more money. But I'm not.
Yeah, but to
again,
your
I'm not an
point as
expert.
well, Abzi, they would earn more. They would grow the service, the subscription
that's
service
the thing.
way more if they have more games, right? On the PC, like Karak was saying, there's a tier, right, that you can stream games on PC. Is that right? There was a
I think
specific tier.
I don't remember on PlayStation. On Xbox there is, but on PlayStation I don't know. I don't know their services because they're all screwy. And that's just being honest. That's not dissing on Sony. Their levels are really wonky. So it's hard
yeah,
to
it
know.
was wonky,
Yeah.
but I believe there was one tier that allowed you to stream a selection of games on PC.
To PC, you mean?
Through-
To the
to-
PC from your
to-
console?
Was that the setup? My
don't know.
understanding was that you could do it like directly, kind of like GeForce.
Well, that's the included PS Now level.
Okay.
Yes,
There
now
we go.
there we go.
Well, it was PS Now, and now it's PS
Now
Plus,
it's one of the other.
premium
Yeah,
or
So
whatever.
lost, right? So it's
but
so
my
nice.
point is, if they add more games, right, that service suddenly becomes a really good
Yeah.
option for
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
I just can't wait to sort of get all this behind us to where companies figure out exactly that if they're gonna. Here's the thing: if you want to make money on games, you release the games
Yes.
everywhere. If you want to make money on your platform, you got to make the platform has to be available, and you have to be flexible enough to say it's not available. What are we going to do? And here's the thing: for every person not able to get a PS5, you could have a person able to get a PC and buy a couple of your games. And I can guarantee you, we already know the overhead of the consoles. 1 or 2 games is higher than an entire console sale.
Yep.
That is ridiculous. And that means
Sometimes
2
they
or
lose
3
money.
streaming. Yeah, at the starting, sometimes they do. That means 2 or 3 streaming games or months as well would be higher than the amount they make on the console. So I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Let's see. Salute to the realest podcast in gaming with a little beer there. Is that a beer? That's a shot glass? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we got? Why does Sony neglect Bloodborne? Trust me, no one knows.
And I
Right.
don't think it's Sony. Maybe it's from, I don't know, because a lot of people have been asking for it.
Yeah,
or maybe
but
it's just
Sony
Sony
could
being
pull the
like
trigger.
Nintendo. Probably.
They could go like, make this, right?
Or just up it to 60 FPS on PS5. That's all. Just do a 60
It's
FPS
impossible,
thing.
Absy. It's impossible.
That's all. I mean, people have hacked the PS4 Pros to play on
Yeah,
60
true.
FPS.
True. You guys saw that, right? The guy hacked it and unlocked the CPU speeds and got it to actually have
It
very
can be
little
done easily.
delay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such easy money, Absy. It's
It's
great. Like
such
it's
easy money.
money there waiting to be grabbed.
You know what's
yeah.
crazy, guys? We talk about mods and everything, but as long as we're not in the toxicity of fans, but good fans are the ones that like do the craziest shit. Durante, who now works for companies, but he used to do the one that did the Durante fixes for Dark Souls, and he fixed that completely up. And we see these people finding these games and finding the issues with the games and fixing them. Like there's
And they do it for the love of
and
the
they
game.
do it for the love of the game. Yeah. And I'm not
They
saying
don't-
people making the game don't love it, because that's a lie.
No,
I
of
know
course.
that most people making games love them, but
The thing is, I mean, look at people have been working, big teams hiring VA all like for free to make these massive games within games. Like, for example, doing the whole Skyblivion stuff,
Yeah.
Morrow's Wind, or
Mar
you know, all
Oblivion,
these
Mar Oblivion.
Mar Oblivion, fucking Fallout 3 and 4, and they just do it for free because they want people to experience like their work. And there's like people in Elden Ring now who enabled just co-op right from the get-go, just actual co-op from start to finish, randomizers. They just, because they love the game, they don't ask for anything in return. Some people can donate if they want, but it's not like they're making money out of it.
Yeah,
And
dude.
I love those people.
That's yeah, exact. Skyrim companion. What's the 4-player Skyrim we talked about the week before last? Skyrim Together, where somebody's figured out a way to put to have multiplayer in Skyrim.
Yeah.
And now fucking Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Eh,
And very fast, might I add. The
Elden Ring's
mods
fast.
came way too fast.
Elden Ring was pretty fast, right? Elden Ring was February.
Apparently, from what I read from an interview with one of the modders, Elden Ring removed a lot of the issues or limitations that Dark Souls had for modding. So it's more mod
Nice.
friendly.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Face23BKNY, $20 super chat. Thank you very much. Sony will put live service games day one on PC, and single player games comes a year or two later on PC. Sony is having people double dip on the games like Rockstar. Yeah, well, like most companies.
Yeah.
Microsoft has been in the past, definitely. capable of that, and Nintendo's entire business structure is quadruple dipping into fandom.
Yeah.
They basically sneak in and they sell you the same thing like 25 times. Do we have anything else to talk about when it comes to GeForce Now, Sony PC games? I'm trying to think if there's anything very specific there before we jump into the state of play. Anything else in particular that I want to cover? Mods?
Just about
Nope,
streaming, or
just in particular about Sony and their release schedule and the fact that they announced Spider-Man. I was just thinking. I just want to make sure that we've covered everything there.
Mhm.
Let's move to the event though. So the first thing I want to talk about is what is that? Callisto,
Yes,
Yep.
baby.
dude. So the
Dude.
spiritual successor, right? Spiritual
Yes.
successor to Dead Space
Dead Space.
with some
From
of
the
the
person
best
who
friggin' attack impact feels I've seen in a trailer. Sorry, what were you gonna say though, Abzy?
just was saying, from the person who I think was the creative director in Dead Space, or worked on it, or was a big lead in it, is doing Callisto. And yes, the impact was the first thing that caught my attention. Was boom, which Dead Space did have as well. Had incredible impact. It's nice to see it.
Ape Together says, hey, ACG, just want to pop in and share that you inspired me to start my YouTube channel and upload stuff. It's still small, but it's fun to upload. You're awesome. Keep it on. You too. Good for you, man. Now's the best time to do it. Yeah, man, dude, it looked those hits. Now they did say twice in two different trailers, camera angles have been altered. But I got to tell you, if it's altered too much, I hope they have a director's cut mode in the game that makes it look like what we saw, because that looked sweet. And by the way, it's not Sony exclusive, obviously.
No, a lot of the games shown there, they showed like PS4 and
90%
PS5.
of the games there were for
they were not exclusive. No,
dude, it just looked so the lighting, the soft lighting, all the PBR. But one of the best was he fires that gun, and it's like a real Desert Eagle 50 cal would be, and he's just like boom, and I was all
Love it.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was awesome. And if you watch Slow It Down, because I'm sort of a nerd, so I like to look at the animations. If you slow it down, you can see his shoulder muscles moving the gun on his back. Like, it's not just connected to his back like a rigging. He's like moving, and it's all and his animation, his face, man. Like the actor, it's such a jump up from like games that we play all the time where you see the characters' faces and you're like, that looks like Naughty Dog level faces. Like that guy just looks sweet.
And it looks like we're getting some limb action again, because they look very limby. So chop off limbs.
Oh, limb.
Oh, Limby. I was like, what?
Gotcha. I read that as Lemmy
Lemmings
from Motorhead. I was like, he's dead. But yeah, dude, it's. I mean, I don't know about you guys. What did you guys think of it? Was there anything that caught your attention in particular in that trailer, or anybody in chat? Was there anything for you guys? But was there anything there that you saw in that trailer in particular that you were like, that's the shit?
Just the atmosphere looked sick, dude. Dead Space 1 is still one of the best atmospheres I've experienced in games.
Space horror mystery. We've got surprisingly few of that type of game, don't you think? Like, given how well Dead Space did, it doesn't seem like a lot of people have attempted that.
Did you guys see him climbing the
way?
chain too? The animation there was fucking phenomenal. He's like, and he does the thing where, like, it's not where a person looks like their arms are animated, but their lower body's just following them. Like, there's swing to the chain and swing to his lower body, and it is just.
Oh, and someone in the chat pointed out, like, health bar around the neck. That's one of the things I loved in Dead Space.
See that, yeah.
It's like you don't rely on HUD. It's all within the game that
it
you
looks
can
like
tell, okay,
Tilk's collar. It looks like that speaker I was telling you about. It looks like Tilk's collar. Yeah. Exactly. It did. It looked like something from Stargate. But that's, I mean, yeah, people loved it in Dead Space. I didn't see him pull up his little tricorder on his, but I think that makes sense. You don't want to be that close, right? You don't want to mimic it that much. Music, I don't remember much of in that one. So
I think it was just horror vibes. I don't think there was anything that stood out.
Did you see that eyeball open? He walks past the guy. He walks past the hanging, the fucking skeleton or the zombie. Yeah, and that eye's like. Here's the problem I have with trailers like that. Don't ruin it for me, damn it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I hate
that
when
could
you
have
watch
been
a movie
yeah.
trailer and all the good parts are
Yeah.
in the trailer.
They're like, why did Bob die? And then they introduce Bob, and you're all, dude, Bob's dying. Like, why would I give a
Yeah.
shit about Bob? But he passes by in that eyeball, and it's not a normal sized eye. It's like too big, and which is always like uncanny valley. But it's like, and I was like, oh shit. Christopher Jetzer, $5 super chat. I loved how the HUD looked at the guy's back neck. Totally looks like Dead Space. Can't wait until December. Is that December?
Is that December?
It is December, yeah.
We're getting more games than expected. All right, dude. Hell yes.
That's
Hell to the
exciting.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Is it coming on Steam or am I?
I'm
stupid?
sure, dude. It's
also
know
coming
that
to
game's going to
Steam,
be
yeah.
on everything. There's no
Yep.
way that company's not going to try to just make sure
Oh
that
yeah, it's
thing's
coming
on.
to PC and
Yeah.
consoles.
Needs
yeah.
to come to Switch at like 240p resolution.
Okay, dude. It's
Um,
coming to Steam and EGS. Yeah.
When it shows the stomping on the head at the end, it was also brutal. Oh, dude, it wasn't only that. It was when the one guy is against the wall and he grabs he has like a pipe or something. He it's just blow that dude's head just
Yeah.
goes away.
Even
or
the
robot at
melee
the starting.
impacts.
Yeah,
were
dude,
awesome.
everything about the hits were so good.
Ah.
Hopefully, you know, they do say people don't realize that the reason why camera angles matter so much and the reason why some directors are better than others is because they know, you know, it's like the difference between a solid picture and a picture slightly canted. One's more interesting. I really do hope that's not what, like, that they don't pick some kind of camera angle where we don't see that kinetic feeling.
I hope not. I don't think they would, but
It's so good looking, man. That was pretty much the most exciting thing I saw in that trailer. was
same.
that. I was
Because
just like,
it was also because I wasn't expecting it and I didn't know it was coming out. I didn't know what it was.
let's talk about something else we weren't expecting. Let's talk about Final Fantasy, the DMC remake. Final Fantasy 16.
hell
Yes. Although I'm a little bit disappointed.
No party.
No,
Sorry.
here's the
Party.
thing. Here's
Yeah,
the
no
thing.
party.
Here's the thing. I re-examined the trailer. So there's no party in this one of people, but there's a huge emphasis on summons.
Yeah, I
And
did
if you
see
look
that.
on the top left next to the health bar, you have 3 summons in your. So the summons themselves are your party.
It's not
You
the
just
same,
switch
though, right?
between them. You switch between them and use their power. It's not, but you know, it's a. I mean, it's a new thing. So
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all. I like that you can change your summons and get different powers. I think you can also turn into summons and have like kaiju massive battles. I don't
That's
know,
awesome.
man. I
Okay,
like
What
this
I don't
fantasy.
know, Abzi, is how much you can control because whenever they showed like the summons,
Yeah.
it looked like a cutscene.
It
It
looked
did
kinda
look like
like
a cutscene. It did.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looked like
Yeah.
which it also looked fast. So if the cutscene's fast and they do
could
the
be
thing where it
dope,
merges
but
in and it's
yeah.
dope like that, I'd be all for it. But I want to ask Reg. So Reg, you didn't like Final Fantasy the online one very much. I saw you posting about that. Like it didn't grab you. Did the Final
I
Fantasy?
also didn't like
boy-
7, so I would flip it on the head and say so far the only Final Fantasy I did like was 15.
15. So that's what I was going to ask. So, and that's what I figured because that's pretty much where I am, though I did like remake. So you got Final Fantasy 15, and now this is 16.
Yeah,
What are your...
looked very good for me.
Oh, wow. Okay, really? Even Devil May Cry, which might challenge your gaming chops.
Dude,
Reg.
I switched Devil May Cry to auto combo, so whatever.
Maybe they'll have auto combo. Maybe they'll
Dude,
have
but
auto
here-
combo.
That's one of the why I'm excited, because in Devil May Cry 5 you had Dante who would switch between guns and do combos. So what if in FF16 you switch between summons and do combos from their respective abilities?
Yeah,
That's
but
fucking
have you
cool,
ever,
dude.
like... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I am actually really let down by the lack of party. Like I really am. Everything I get excited for, I immediately am like, oh damn! Because summons are great, but if you had somebody in your party doing that, it would be 10 times as great. And yes, a summon can be a party member, but it's not the same as the characters I like to bitch about. Like a summons, you're summoning them in. I probably can't bitch about them. I like
know,
it when
you're
the
not with
characters
your
I
rag track.
yeah, I sort of hate
Yeah,
or
nobody
love. Exactly.
finding
No,
a
that's
new
exactly.
recipe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or somebody, or the cat stopping you in Persona, and you're like, I just want to go to bed, and the cat's like, can't go to bed. You know, but at the same time, that's devil. I mean, that dude got up and got serious with some of the combos. Like that was that was insanity.
Plus-
so it could also be awesome.
Yeah, plus story-wise, I have faith in Yoshida. Soken on the music. The music was incredible.
Oh,
DMC
yeah.
director on the combat. I think it's man. I think these are some good people there.
Did you guys hear the music? I was telling Absy, if you listen closely at the very end, when the orchestra's going and they're flashing up the gods' names, they're saying the name quietly in the background.
Oh,
The icons, yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Ifrit,
hard to hear.
yeah.
But if you listen really close, and I was just like, that's because it fit within the song. It didn't sound like it was somebody going, Odin. Blah, blah, blah. It was like it was in there, and yeah, dude.
But like the thing with the party, it's beyond the combat for me as an issue, because your group, your
Dynamic
boys,
of,
right, or girls, whatever, they are like one of the keystones of every Final Fantasy, really, because it's the dynamics between people, interactions. That's what sticks with you. When I think back to those games, I remember, Waka being weird from Final Fantasy X, and all this stuff, right? It's just not the same if you're like DMC, where it's just like
Chat, what do you guys think about this? Do you agree or disagree? Continue.
You have a good point, but for some, I don't know. I just I like when they try new shit. I like when franchises try new shit. It might upset a lot of people, but I like when they try new shit. And then here they're trying a whole combat heavy approach, and I'm like, hell yeah, give it to me, and as you know, Soken, dude, like fucking going into Amarang and hearing the music there, or obviously Yoshida and the I don't know, I'm pretty hyped. I think that will be a system seller for me, because I don't want to wait 6 months for a PC.
Right. Yeah,
I really don't.
And it looked great, honestly. Yeah,
it did.
I feel like it should have been called like Final Fantasy Ultimate Platinum Side Story Edition. That's what I took out of it, was that it looked like a side story versus
not like a
prime. Yeah, if it had been called Final Fantasy 15, Phoenix Rising upon the honorable lucky horseshoe.
Kind of like the recent one, the Stranger of Paradise thing. Yeah, side title.
Wait, is Stranger of Paradise the bad one?
Yeah. Pretty rough.
Yeah, and someone said, who knows, maybe the summons have their own personalities. They start like bitching around with you.
They may, but it's just not going to be the same as a consistent party. Because I believe they probably will have that, but then it's like, if I'm summoning you, that means you have to go away too. Because at some point, if
it's not your boys,
it's
not the gang.
And what if one dies? You're like, it's not the same as like, even if a character
don't you play most of Final Fantasy 14 alone as well?
I don't remember.
Unless you play with other people.
People, real people.
And FF14, the like Alphino and all those are your party, like basically your party members.
Yeah.
Especially in Endwalker, because they added like the feature to like move around with them and stuff. But
chat, you guys like this or not? Nobody answered. You guys like the idea? It doesn't feel like Final Fantasy. Okay, I got you. No best party girl member. Fair enough. I should have expected.
Okay.
People show, what's up, bro? Shiva Reptile Mortal Kombat. I don't know why he's talking about Mortal Kombat, but I actually mentioned that yesterday that I was surprised. I'd like to see some Mortal Kombat footage, and I thought that would have been very cool if they'd shown Mortal Kombat, but they didn't. They showed Street Fighter, and so we'll move on to that. I liked 95% of what I saw.
Wait, what's the 5%?
The 5% is that the honest truth, they didn't do a very good job. It was very confusing and chaos. It was like, here's third person, then it looks like a cutscene, but is it a cutscene? But then it looks like a special move. Is that a special move? Or in the cutscene, then it shows them fighting, then it shows another cutscene, but is that a cutscene or a special move? Because there were certainly moments where they went from fighting to a special move, which was a pre-rendered, which I'm okay with. The big special, right? The I'm going to summon the earth. I'm fine with that. It was just over the top in its presentation to the point of being chaotic. And if they are going to do a mode of walking around, they didn't do a very good job, because half the time it was just scrolling with some graffiti, then another direction scrolling down, and then they'd show a little bit of the city where he's running around, then another scroll, and a lot of like flashing graffiti splats. And you're like, okay, I get it. I mean, I get the idea, but it's like, show more, show what's actually occurring.
It was utterly unclear what was a new mode or what was a cutscene versus, just very unclear.
I wanted to see more of the third person. Like, what did that entail? Is it a beat 'em up, or is it that you go and talk to someone and then you go into, what if it's just a hub world and you go talk to people and then it goes into like a fight?
And Ryu has a mustache?
What?
Or like a beard?
Yeah. Oh, 1 sec.
Bro, he had a beard.
1 sec. Fuck.
Yeah, that
Oh, he's
was
gotta do something.
yeah.
Go ahead.
The first time Ryu has a beard, I was shocked. I was like, "This is bootleg."
I missed that.
You know, dude, I thought
bootleg
it was
Ryu. You're just like
it was
it's not the
like
same.
a game similar to Street Fighter, but they they don't have the rights to stuff, so they have to do like Ryu with a beard. Like
where
bootleg.
he's like Biu instead of Ryu,
Like Mexican
and
Ryu.
Yeah. I love it. I didn't see that.
1 million peso, man.
Yeah, but I gotta say, I love Mortal Kombat, and I love the old games of Mortal Kombat where they would switch up everything. They would switch up your different styles of mini games in the old ones. Armageddon, Annihilation. You had your Puzzle Fighter. You had your Mortal Kombat Kart. You had all these side games. So the idea of Street Fighter doing that, absolutely in love with. Love it. No issues.
Cool.
I think that's awesome. Addy says, "Hey guys, ACG keep rocking. Absy looking different today. Absy likes to change up his look."
What did I do different?
Oh, I said these guys didn't answer. I apologize. My screen froze. I just redid it. People been answering all over the place. My apologies. They're like, dude, what the heck? Producing the gains. I like the direction of it. I've never been a huge fan of Final Fantasy. This is back for Final Fantasy. That's how long this has been frozen. New Street Fighter looks cool, looks fluid. Full roster has been leaked. Can somebody look at the full roster, please? I would love to know the total. Because for a second, I thought Lau from Virtual Fighter was in there. The guy with the long hair.
Oh.
He was pulling off the long hair. He was pulling off moves, and I'm like, oh my God. If this is Street Fighter and Virtual Fighter all mixed as one huge roster, even though I like Virtual Fighter way better, I would still be very happy to see that.
They made
almost
Chun-Li's,
like a Capcom versus
Marvel
Marvel versus
right.
Capcom.
I think they made Chun-Li's thighs smaller.
I hope so, because I actually
They were massive.
I love the
Absy, her eyes are up here, bro.
I love the I love the comic look of everybody, but they do become uncomfortable looking. Like The Rock, I love the way he looks, but he looks like he sweats, just like we said, eating a muffin. Like
Just
he's
idle.
He's
body, idle.
Yeah, he's an idle, like the old muscle cars that idled rough. They're like,
yeah.
And the pistons, you could hear them. That's the way The Rock looks to me at all times, and that's the way sometimes the big fighting game characters look. Reg, did you see the roster?
Yeah, it says 22 character roster.
Ooh,
includes Street Fighter 2's original lineup of World Warriors. And there's the whole list. The remaining of Street Fighter 6 apparent roster is almost all new.
Yo, Street Fighter
There's
2 was
Luke,
bomb.
who debuted in Street Fighter 5 as the game's final DLC character. Jamie, the fighter who hails from Hong Kong, who has a confirmed in
Hong Kong represent.
Street Fighter 6 first gameplay trailer. Blah, blah, blah. Joining them are Marisa, a muscular fighter from Italy. Mimi, a French fighter who looks like a female version of Abel. Riri or Lily, a young woman from Mexico who wields a pair of ball-headed war clubs. JP, a stylish Russian with a cape, cane, and a fancy mustache. Kimberly, a fighter
These are
from
weird
the US
descriptions, bros.
with collar street clothes and a Walkman. AKI, a Chinese white-haired woman with claw weapons.
Nice, dude.
Okay.
I honestly, well, I'm gonna say this again. I've said it like a million times already. Mortal Kombat Deception is still my favorite Mortal Kombat because of that third-person open world where you start as a kid and you grow old. And I really hope they do so, because the thing with the fighting games these days is they focus so much on the online aspect and balancing that so that they could get into esports, because esports is big money, that they kind of forewent. Like, for example, in Injustice 2, they had a lot of good single player content.
Yeah.
But I feel like most fighting games now don't have that they used to have a lot, but they don't have that anymore. They're focusing more on online. So I really hope that third person open world thing is like a cool new single player content that you can like really get into.
I'm all for that. I'm all for a world event. Matter of fact, I bought off on that, not only Mortal Kombat, which is probably one of the best ones. I don't know if you guys remember, but in Mortal Kombat, you could do missions, and one of the missions involved looking for a dog that went missing, and you find out the neighbors cooked it. And I remember being like, wow, that's interesting. But I liked Virtual Fighter 4, I believe, for the PlayStation 2, which had you go to fake other arcades and play other arcade players. So you could travel to other arcades, and it'd be like, I roasted your mama 669, and you played against them, and you unlocked stuff. I like that mini moving around kind of stuff. So I think that dude, what I saw looked more interesting than 5 that didn't even have a fucking story mode, which I think might be what they're doing, is they might be like, okay, that didn't work. You know, releasing half a game isn't the best plan right now. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting to see. You back, Johnny?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No.
I've been drinking a lot of coffee and yeah.
I would rather the fighting be prioritized. I don't see that it wouldn't be. It is called Street Fighter and not Streetwalker. If
No
it was called
shit.
Streetwalker, it'd be an amazing game, though. And I would probably want to play it even more than Street Fighter. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. One does not take away from the other. Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. Yeah, we can jump to that. I love Saints and Sinners, but man, that was a weird-ass game to show in that event because Saints and Sinners never looked good originally, even on more powerful equipment and better headsets. It was a very odd game to show. It is a great VR game, but it was an odd game to show.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I didn't think they would show that. When I saw zombies, I thought like either
I think you called it though way before they showed that it was Saints and Sinners.
Yeah, my video I think was later on than you.
You
like,
were
earlier.
people were mad. Well, not everybody, but one guy was like, Absy keeps spoiling it because you would be like Saints and Sinners. And we would watch the video for 15 seconds and then it'd be like Saints and Sinners. And I'll be all, what the hell?
Yeah.
My bad.
Not your fault. I mean,
know.
we were all watching the same stream. It's just that's the way, Canada got the better internet that day.
Apparently, we never do.
Yeah, no shit. I know because we talk about your internet all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like this event and them showing like that, I was expecting more along the lines of the Horizon game, which we did get to see. What'd you guys think of the Horizon?
The Horizon patch. We did also.
Oh, Horizon patch, but what'd you think of Horizon VR? Red.
Hands.
Did that? No, no arms VR.
Yeah, the no arms was immediate turn off.
Yeah.
Like just floating hands. Why?
I was watching that and I was wondering exactly why. Is there a technical reason why, we can't like make extensions of arms? Is it that
we can.
It won't move naturally?
Plenty
games do it. But I would assume a lot of it has to do with not wanting to worry about clipping and stuff like that in your graphics.
Yeah,
but
and
Batman
animations.
alone, the Batman experience or whatever, showed that if you do arms right, you will quite literally have 25 times the amount of immersion as if you have two arms two fists wearing your biker gloves just out there swinging around. So...
Also, I don't know what the game will be. Yeah. I mean, climbing the mountain.
Exactly. I was gonna say that.
Climbing the mountain in like 20
shooting
minutes
arrows,
and it's over, or what's going on?
Well, you're shooting as well, but it wasn't clear if it's like free movement, for example.
I didn't think it was, but then she did. It looked like she dodged the dinosaur,
I did see that, but I don't know if that's like a static move, like almost a dodge. You just press a button and you dodge. Or if you can freely move, because
they never showed totally free movement in that entire thing. I would go that far to
Might
say.
be on the rails.
Something like that, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, past
good.
that, though.
I mean, yeah.
I think we're past that, though. I mean, like, I don't know. I wanted to talk about the state of VR. I think I'm liking that we're seeing all these new VR games. I was hoping that Alex would make them step away from the tech demo stuff, like on the rails. Hey, you can do this with VR, and more into like actual full games.
Games. Yeah.
And I was hoping maybe Horizon would have that free movement, would have that full game experience. I'm just over like tech demos for VR.
Yeah, no, I get it. I will say it looked, we're seeing the pancake reflection of the VR game. So we don't know what it's going to look like in VR, and will immersion mean it's twice as far along, so we're okay. But, we played Resident Evil, which we'll talk about Resident Evils in a second, but we played Resident Evil 7 with full movement, and that worked quite well, and there was some heavy shooting elements in that game. So if they can do it, probably Horizon can. I will say the moment they climbed, I got sick, though. She turned towards the wall and like shot an arrow or something up into the mountain, and my brain was like, "Oh Jesus!" Like this.
Well,
is
you're
gonna
not
make
playing Aloy in
go.
this one.
I'm calling her Aloy until we find out. Like,
right? Yeah. Discount
Aloy.
Aloy.
Trailer
Discount.
his name, but I
They said his name. I forgot it though.
Alan. So when we're playing
or
Alan,
Beloy.
we'll call him Alan. Beloy.
Beloy.
Yeah, so I don't know. I do think graphically what we saw looked incredibly good for what console VR is going to be.
Yep.
I'm okay with it.
And I wanted to touch on
Thanks,
the
Abzi.
specs real quick.
Uh-huh.
Not to get too technical because we're gonna lose people, but just to mention it.
No, we won't.
The
Dude,
resolution.
people are here for fucking knowledge.
There we go. The resolution is very high. So it's I'm looking here. It's 2000 by 2040 per eye, which for reference, that's higher than the Oculus Quest 2 and the Valve Index. The Index has a higher refresh rate, right, at 144 compared to 120. But you have to remember the Index is also $1,000 or something, right? And this is probably going to be marketed at around under 500 for sure. We don't know, I think.
Dude, it has man, I don't know, because Move
with all the tech in it,
with all the tech and controllers, if they do, they're losing a boatload of money.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. From a practical standpoint, the fact that it doesn't have tracking stations is a massive plus for me. I know a lot of people like myself don't have a ton of floor space to have like the towers and stuff. And having it in the headset with the cameras, I think it's a big step up. I would have liked to see the optional wireless. Now that, you know, the Quest kind of showed that it can be done, right? I would love for them to be able to do that, because the reality is, you know, in your living room, if you could have that one less cable, that would be a massive.
Karak taught me like the best fix for that is to have like a hook coming out of your ceiling.
Yeah, the
and to put
retractable
your-
setup. It makes it feel wireless. Like
because
that's awesome.
nothing was worse than when I was playing Alex and I kept twirling around and my fucking wires would get like
terrible.
You're twisted.
Also, you feel the weight of it tugging.
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
all the time.
Oh, yeah. So that hook thing would be great.
I mean, overall, like with the PSVR 2 in particular, it being tied. Okay, so we already see games can't do 4K at 60 a lot of times on the PlayStation. So you're already looking at some kind of interpolation or cheats or motion vector adjustments, that kind of stuff for those. So that people understand that's where the system tracks where the last pixel's going and fakes, basically does calculations. So instead of actually using the GPU to fully draw, it calculates where those pixels will be and it fakes a picture there. And they do quite well. And I'm absolutely fine with that. But I will say its FOV is not as good as I was hoping for at like 110 to 115.
110,
that's still good, but even with the reverb, if you use the thin mask versions, you can get close to that. And of course, there are others that are close to that right away. We'll have to see how it works. We'll have to see how the tracking works. I think Sony's going to make sure that this works well. I hope.
Yeah.
But cost-wise, guys, another big thing so that people understand is that resolution is one thing, but so is DPI, so is the actual pixels per inch that you get. And so you'll get somebody with a high resolution and then they have very low pixels per inch, and it basically ends up looking crappy, even though it looks like it's supposed to have a high resolution. So there's a lot. I don't know, man. It's like maybe they go cheap. But then at the same time, why go cheap if you can't even sell your PS5s because they're not in the stores? So, or do you just say this is premium? But at minimum, let's say it's a normal price. That hardware is more than 500. Just that's more than 500. So let's say that they bite the bullet because they know they're not going to sell a bunch and lose a bunch of money anyway because they can't even sell the PS5s. That's $1,000. At that point, now you are looking at a very weird situation where it's like, does a person look at this untested thing and be like, maybe I won't get it, maybe I'll wait and see. I mean, if they did it for like 300, that'd be one thing where they ate a ton of money. $299, ate a ton of money. That'd be cool. But it's Sony too. Sony's released some high-priced peripherals in the past.
Yes.
So
remember, just
it might be
another
100 to 1,000, dude. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So my question in this is: the Oculus Quest 2 is coming in at what, $300 right now?
Subsidized.
Yes.
Oh, it's
I'm-
subsidized.
Yeah, by some
Okay.
amount. There, I mean, especially because it's
you,
got its own
you
stuff
are
on
the
it.
rest of the payment.
You are the rest of the payment. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. So it's not like reflective of the real.
No. I
cost
mean, just
of
like, and we'll never know perfectly, but I mean, it's pretty, companies will break it down and be like,
Yeah.
how much does it cost to put together these parts? What we're looking at, continual support of it, updates.
Got it.
I mean,
But ultimately, PlayStation isn't looking to compete with that
We don't know.
directly at that price.
they
we
could
wouldn't
though.
think.
They imagine. I mean,
Could.
here's the problem. This is what I'm stating. It's not a complete system. The Quest is. So the big thing people get confused is that the Quest 2 is a VR complete 100% system. It does not
Yes.
require anything. Not only
Oh.
that,
The storage,
don't-
CPU, everything. it's
store
completely
everything's
standalone.
internal. You can use the external GPU.
That's
You-
funny. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I
no.
thought it was.
And by the way, I played Contractors on that VR. Its version of Contractors, its version of many systems, and been quite happy with the graphics I
Whoa.
got. So you have that. That's a complete system. This is not. This is a system that requires the full console with it, and that's a
the unicorn.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's telling you didn't know that. You know, I mean, it's because you're so accustomed to the most part to either they're
My
so
assumption-
shitty that nobody would
Yeah.
ever buy them, or that you have to have a GPU external. This one's
Yeah.
right in the middle, which is why
Because
it's succeeding,
at that
by the
price,
way.
dude,
Yeah.
that's crazy to
Dude,
me.
Johnny,
at that price.
I bought a 6E extender for my router,
Yeah.
and I played in my backyard, which is like about 50 yards by 50 yards.
Get
for
out of
8
here.
hours.
That's crazy.
And you can do plug-in batteries that are like this big that will give you another 2
Whoa.
hours. So while you're playing, you're just like, oh, battery's low. Boop. The Quest, despite any issues I have with Facebook, the Quest is well designed.
It's sorcery, man. At
It's
that price.
ridiculously well designed. FOV is
Yeah.
tight. That's the one. But after you're playing free, you're running around your house, and dude, it can tell you where everything is. It'll even tell you if a dog, like their interface is 10 times what anybody else's is. And by the way, I
It's
don't
not
like it
very
the best.
glasses friendly, though. I will say that
Got it.
part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just got
gotcha.
LASIK eye surgery, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, can you
no,
buy?
I've
You can
seen-
buy lenses, right, Reg?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's what I probably
$45
will do.
for lenses. So-
Because with the glasses, it's a very tight fit. Like it you have to squeeze like the frame to get.
And
in
dude,
there.
the Quest UI, yeah, somebody said it's magical. It is. You push a button and talk into it, and it does everything. Like they're a next level up.
Nice.
Sony has everything connected to the actual system, and Sony's had some failures before, even with the PSVR. Let alone move. It also didn't even forward move your HDR from your headset into your like. You had to buy a
Yeah,
whole new system.
I got that version.
So did I. So
Yeah.
we'll just have to see, man. I'm excited for it regardless. I'll play a Horizon. Saints and Sinners looked cool. They didn't show racing, which I was hoping, but
Resi.
Resi was there.
Yeah.
Even though that is probably my least favorite Resident Evil game in a long time.
Oh
It's
man,
there. Yeah.
really?
Oh, dude, that game
Shit. You didn't like it?
No. Not. Are we talking
I
Village?
didn't play it.
Yeah, Village.
Yeah, Village. I didn't play it, but
didn't work
I
for me.
didn't. What got me like what I didn't like about it was the delivery of the lines.
Yeah,
the
me neither.
writing
Oh,
and
wow.
the-
Dude,
yeah.
I really like the open spaces and the different sets.
It was like an action game, right? Like it was like a
Yeah.
like an action game mostly.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. It just yeah.
Fair
But it
enough,
doesn't matter
fair enough.
because now we've got that. We got Resident Evil 4.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, we're definitely got PSVR content. I got to admit, showing Saints and Sinners makes me nervous, not because of Saints and Sinners. It makes me nervous because they had at least a minute and a half where they didn't show something else. And you guys always hear me talk about almost never caring about what I see, but what I'm not seeing. And Saints and Sinners versus something that, let's be honest, was a little fresher, a little newer, non-zombies, because 3 of their VR game were zombie games. Not to be rude. We all like zombies, but after a while, you're like, seriously?
lot.
How much zombies? Yeah. So I would have liked to have seen something that was fresher, that was different in that space. I was quite surprised they showed that. So, but hopefully, man. Hopefully we get it. It's going to be great, man. It's going to be great to see consoles get it. At some point, maybe we'll see Xbox
One sec,
figure out.
sorry.
Yep, no worries. Maybe at one point we'll see Xbox do it as well.
But
Moving
I
on.
just hope that the PSVR 2 will get at least unofficial support for PC, because spec-wise, I mean, we don't have it in our hands yet, but spec-wise, it sounds very promising.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, spec-wise, it depends on the cost.
Yeah.
Because,
Sure.
like, if we're talking 500 spec-wise, I don't consider it to be something I would want to replace other systems either coming or out. But if we can get it for like $390, and if it works perfect on PC, that also would change it. Like if it does get quick access, because I also had a lot of bad experiences with PSVR, Reg, trying to get it on the PC. At first, there was a lot of like issues.
Well, I mean, PSVR 1 was
You would have,
rough all around.
you'd have the shit where you put it on your head, and it would just move around. So, and if they get a PC
But also
version
because
of
it
working,
used the camera system, the external camera system with the light bulbs and stuff like that.
yeah.
we
Well,
don't
here
have
we're
that
working on a
with
system that a lot of people used to hate, which is internal, pushing light senses out. So that's
Yeah.
also going to be interesting to see if this one works as well. I'm excited for it regardless. All right. Moving on from there. We have a ton of stuff. We have a lot of stuff to cover. Give me a second. Let me look at chat, or let me look at our chat.
On state of play, a couple other things.
Yeah,
they
for sure.
showed.
Go for it. Yeah.
Stray, the cat game.
course.
I'm actually curious to
Oh,
hear
hey,
if
real quick, I got to read a super chat I missed. I
Oh,
apologize.
yeah.
Wizard of Smoke, $5. Positive weekend vibes. Happy Friday, friendos. No question. Just happy to wake up and touch grass with you guys. That's what we should call this podcast.
touch grass, dude.
I missed a couple. Oh, sorry, guys. I switched my chat into OBS. The People's, $10. What's up, People Show? Regarding Street Fighter, modern controls allow one-button special moves. That's handy. They essentially brought Smash Brothers controls into the game. I wasn't aware of that. That actually does work.
But
JC,
that's hand-holdy.
no,
That's not
I'm
handy.
okay with it. JC Camel Row says,
Nice, dude.
instead of Final Fantasy 16,
No,
should have been Final Fantasy 9 remake. You're not the only one bringing that up, man.
Yeah.
Why?
Because just a lot of people like that game. Okay, Johnny, state of play. You were going to mention one more thing.
Okay, so
apologize.
cat game, Stray.
Stray.
Hell yeah.
Published by Annapurna, right? And coming out in
Meow through
July
the-
this year.
Mhm.
I'm a big cat person, so obviously I'm into it. The setting was really cool, like this kind of post-civilization setting. But what do you guys think? Like, are any of you interested in that?
Platforming was off the
Yes.
hook, man. Tight as
Yes.
fuck. The platforming
Bro, fucking
looked
stealth, parkour as a cat, stealth. Dude. Hell yes, man.
Yeah,
Tight. Cats
yeah.
do their
So
parkour.
down.
Watch any cat
And you're in
video.
a cyberpunk city. You're a cat in a fucking
What if you have to fight a
cyberpunk
fridge?
city.
Because we all know cats hate. They always fuck up and hit the fridge when they're trying to run
Yeah,
on
yeah.
linoleum. What if a major boss
Or
was a fridge?
slices of cheese.
Or yeah,
don't like
exactly. Yeah, no,
Dude, I
dude,
am
it looks
fucking down, and it's coming to Steam. It's coming to Steam in July.
Nice.
Yeah,
cool. It's coming
dude,
on
I am-
everything, isn't it?
I am. Yeah, it's coming on me, dude.
Okay.
I am so down for that, dude. Hi, mom. Sorry.
Yeah,
don't
you're a
think
bit
so.
hyper about this. I wasn't
Right.
expecting it.
No, I'm down for that. Dude. I'm
Nice,
down.
nice.
Dude, the platforming, he was like walking across the rail bar, and then he walked onto the side of a building and was going on the signs, and it just looked tight enough that I
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay, we don't have to worry about that. And if we don't have to worry
And
about that,
he
what can we
dropped
do?
some. He like stumbled onto some glass bottles, and they toppled over. That was kind of a cool.
Oh, I
That's,
didn't see
that
that.
Did you-
was a
I don't
very
know,
cat
like-
move. Yeah.
yeah,
Dude,
very cat move.
I just
And-
love
Looked good, man.
that. I love. Okay, there's a lot of games where you play as like furry shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of games where it's like, okay, you're gonna play as a cat right now, but you're like a cat on two legs. You're
Yeah.
an actual literal cat
Cat.
with the animations of a
Quick
cat.
time licking
with
yo
a-
ass, man.
Yes, dude.
BBA,
Everything.
tongue butt.
It's not like a cat-like creature. It's not like a furry fucking dude. You're a cat. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Yeah.
And in a cyberpunk fucking city, it's sick, dude.
Yeah, it's
It's a
gonna.
good
I mean,
idea.
I thought everything about that. I thought it looked fun or goofy when we first knew it was coming out, and so far, what I've seen, that looks playable for sure. I mean, and I
Yeah,
love
man.
the robots are afraid of them at first. The robots
Yeah.
are like, whoa, and the cats, but one robot seems to like you. Like, what does that mean? Why is the world so afraid of the cats when they're robots? Like that could
Maybe
be...
they're afraid of like real life people.
Yeah, exactly.
real
But like
life
we don't know
things.
organic. Yeah, we don't know.
Organic,
But
yeah.
they did better Cyberpunk than Cyberpunk.
I'm
not lying,
Everyone did better
I mean,
Cyberpunk than
Yeah.
That's a pretty low bar, right?
Well, it's not a bar; it's a line drawn on the floor. But still, what I
Man.
saw looked. I like the designs, the big, almost like a
Yeah.
tablet screen on their faces, like Half-Life almost in a weird way. And it was also not super busy. It was like
Yeah.
there was a lot of silence. If you guys noticed, there was a lot of time with no music. It was just like
It was clean.
patty, 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 patty. Meow.
Do you guys think you're gonna be able to customize your cat, like the colors?
They didn't show that.
Yeah,
not.
I don't
think
know.
so.
But I don't know
think
if you look to older trailers, was it the same exact cat with
Yeah,
the
I
same
haven't
exact
seen a
colors?
different cat. I haven't seen a different
Okay.
cat. Yeah, so maybe that'd be unfortunate if you can't like make your own tabby.
Just a little color, just a little, or like maybe choose a breed. I don't know.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
No, Manx. I love Manx who have the little spears on their ears. I love those guys, man. I had one. Those guys are great. Dangerous as fuck, man. Dangerous as fuck, but awesome cats. Yeah, so hey,
Cool.
it's coming out on everything. Yeah, good bring up
Boom.
for that. Was there anything else before we go then from the state of play that I forgot? Anybody in
well,
chat?
I did
Go ahead, Reg.
appreciate the Horizon patch announcement, what they all added. Especially
What was the what was the addition?
actually got me to boot it up again. That they improved performance mode, the visuals in performance mode.
Nice.
Well, and other stuff they added is like New Game Plus and stuff like that. But
Okay.
the performance mode patch was my biggest one.
I just feel like I said in the stream when that was announced live, I just feel like if it's taken you guys this long, should that game have been delayed? First of all, N Plus I think should be day one because I'm not going to return to a game to play N Plus. I'll play the N Plus right after I play the normal game.
Oh yeah, skill point resets.
yeah.
Was also something.
Transmog.
I think it would have been
Transmog.
better for them to delay it in every single aspect. They've
Probably.
released the first one before Breath of the Wild and the second one before Elden Ring. That's
Mm.
one thing. And then there's like the bugs that it came out with.
It did come
and-
out. It was the buggiest. It was the buggiest Horizon by a good amount. Yeah, that was. I mean, I don't think the first had many bugs at all, but man, that second one definitely had some bugs. Yeah, it's cool to see, man. I just, they fucked up the graphics a couple times. Like when it first came out, I was pretty okay with what I got. In fact, I was very okay with what I got, though there were still issues. And then they patched it, which made it worse.
Yeah, I was gonna say that performance mode I checked out after the patch, and I think it looks great. It runs great
Yeah.
now.
There you go.
But then I switched to quality mode, and the frame pacing of that felt worse than the first time.
Then I'm going to be mad beyond belief because I got accustomed to quality mode for the walking the walk, and I'm okay with that in that game. If they have legitimately fucked that up, I'm going to be...
Just come to PC and let's forego all those modes and just play it.
True. Well, unless it's Days Gone, which had its own issues on day and date. So,
Yeah.
But dude, Days Gone for some reason surprised me very pleasantly.
What
On
are
the
we
PC,
talking about?
when it-
As a game or on the PC?
I mean, it came on the PC. I've never played it before,
Mhm.
but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I definitely liked it
Did
more
you
than
beat
The
it?
Last of Us 2. No, I got like pretty far into it, then something else came up, I guess. But I definitely enjoyed it more than The Last of Us 2, at least.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I loved the bike riding, and
right.
maintaining your bike. I thought a lot of scenes were incredible. Like, man, I got to like a scene where you're talking to this dude that works for like a company or whatever, and I was like, damn, this acting is fucking crazy good. And I just like the general gameplay, like how you manage to run away from zombies or attack them, or the kind of like the strategy involved, toppling shit over, blowing shit up. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'm glad it's got the patches. It's never going to be a top tier. It's more, to me, it feels a little bit like their C tier quality title, but it's still enjoyable, I guess, to play around. It's got a lot of really poor presentation issues, but then at the same time, riding around on your bike in the water and parking it and just listening to the sounds is cool.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just a different game. It's certainly not like their Horizon style, big top tiers, but as I always joke around, even though if it's one of their poor games, Nintendo and Microsoft would love to have a game of that level.
I gotta say, like, yeah, I gotta say their PC ports are just really good. Like their PC ports are great.
Wait, what? On Sony's?
Yeah,
Fuck
God of War.
that noise.
Death Stranding was awesome PC
Dude.
port.
Oh, Death Stranding.
Death Stranding was a
don't think I
different,
played.
not Sony.
I thought Death Stranding had a
Horizon
shit ton
was
of issues with like.
No, Death Stranding was like incredibly smooth.
Yeah, I
And the
played it day one.
DLSS?
That was great.
Oh, weird,
the
because like they continue to get hammered. They just now fixed Death Stranding's graphics issues, just like 2 weeks ago with FSR2.
I don't know.
It looked
it
so
was like
bad,
one of the.
streamy and
It was
I don't know.
super high performant, looked great.
interesting.
It
Because
was
our
one of
chat
the
is filled
first
with people
games.
complaining. Well, that's a PC title, so I guess I should.
Yeah, true. It was one of the first games to implement DLSS 2.0 as well. So it really hit hard with that.
Yeah. It fixed that because remember it didn't have it at first and it was shit. It was all blurry. Like that was one of the premier titles they were saying DLSS 1 looked trash on. Because I don't know if you remember, they were showing like the filaments that go up, and like that became a big thing where everybody was mad the filaments had streams. To me, I was like, I don't know if I even noticed that. Like the honest truth is, like half of the time people complain about graphics, I'm like, I don't even know if I'd notice. What's good about Days Gone on PC is utter trash performance when it first came out, with especially CPU issues where it was banging on one CPU, and they fixed that pretty quick, which was nice. Horizon had a
Zero Dawn.
shit ton of issues when it first came out.
Every single time you would launch the game, you have to wait until shaders are done loading.
Yeah.
So you'd have to wait like 30 minutes. It was crazy.
But I think they patched all that too. So.
Yeah. They fixed it.
Yeah, I would say personally, I would definitely. This is just me. I would definitely not say that their PC ports are good, but they're better than they were. I feel that they're getting better.
I guess, yeah.
God
it's
of
just
War
every
was
single
good.
game I've tried.
Right?
Yeah,
Wasn't God of War good?
God of War
can't
was a
even
good
remember
PC
what
port.
games I've reviewed.
Well, FF7 was trash, but that's not Sony. I think that's
true.
Square Enix.
Was
on Epic-
FF7 what? On
Oh, was
PC
it
That was a
port?
bad PC port.
Oh,
What was wrong with
Oh,
FF7 on PC port?
it just performed horribly.
It had stutters. It didn't
Minimum
have
effort
VSync.
PC port.
Yeah, it didn't have VSync. Had very little graphical options.
Did they fix the
Controls.
cottage cheese door? Was it still low
Well,
res cottage
No, it
cheese
was
door?
like
They-
that shit.
They made it better for PS5, and the PC version is the same as PS5.
Good.
Mm.
So,
Good.
But
Well,
no, God of War and Death Stranding, they were top tier. Even Days Gone, I had zero issues with it on PC. I think there were some frame pacing issues that you had. I don't think I've had that. I think I've had it a little bit, but yeah.
it wasn't frame pacing for me. It was that they had a known issue where they were pushing one CPU to 100%. It was ridiculous. But we informed them during the review cycle. So, like, once I review a game, I'm not really going to return to it anyway to check. But they fixed it quite quickly. So, which is good. You took care of it. Thank you. Yeah, so it's cool to see these come out. I mean, hopefully, especially Sony's also paid for that one company, the PC port company that they bought. So hopefully they continue to do it and continue to move these titles and get them,
Yeah, they have a whole PC division now.
Yeah.
So
moving on from there,
yes.
let's talk about Dragon Age 4 Ragnarok. So,
Oh no.
yeah, Dragon Age
It was
4
almost
Ragnarok.
Dragon
guys-
Blood. Dragon-
Ragnarok for sure. If you guys look
Okay.
at this, it
No.
looks just like Thor Ragnarok, man. It does. It's 1980s purple, like black ink looking. Like I hope that they fucking channel Thor Ragnarok into Dragon Age. I'd kill for that. I would kill for that. They probably
Honestly,
won't,
dude, I mean, I'm not gonna say shit until it comes out. BioWare is just fucking not even in my radar anymore. So I hope every game is good. Let's just say that. I hope
Yeah.
every game comes out good. Dragon Age, man. I think the only one I really, really liked was Origins, and
True.
none,
True that.
no other.
Was that because that was the only one that was really, really good?
Yeah, that really good RPG element.
That would do it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm
was
thinking
the
that if
only
we
good one.
pare this down, I don't know, man. It looked cool, deep purple kind of, thumbnail and stuff. And I was like, man, it would be amazing if they said, fuck it, we're going to have Journey playing and, Leonard Skinner, and we're going to drop back to Ragnarok. Probably won't happen. Dragon Age is, this is how little I care. I just don't, We'll have to see more of it. I would love for Dragon Age to be awesome because I love fantasy.
I hope BioWare comes back to where it was, but I'm just not holding my breath.
So, yeah, it's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
BioWare has now officially, by the way, had more technically bad games than good games, which is shocking.
It's crazy.
Do you know why? Because release schedule had been a little tighter for them since prior, when they had more time between. Like it looks like a condensed period of time, but then when you actually look at how many they've released on different ports, it starts shrinking.
You think it's mostly EA's fault?
No.
No. Just
The-
management changing within
dude,
BioWare.
Okay, well let me tell you this. If it's EA's fault, then they somehow have fucking some kind of mental power. Because if you look at Andromeda, they couldn't even get the scaling on their characters right. That's not EA's fault. Whoever
the best desks ever.
Yeah, I normally would never
Oh
diss
my God.
on a developer, but whomever was in charge with that did not know their job, and I'll rarely
Well,
say
what if
that.
it was rushed by EA or something? Or
To do scaling, every
Okay,
single
probably
thing
not.
in your game world has to do with scaling.
Okay. I was playing devil's advocate.
No, they fucked that up. They had guns backwards in people's hands. That's quite
Dude.
literally not enough talent.
Yeah.
That's-
I mean, bugs
Yeah,
aside,
that's
the game
fundamentals, right?
That's
Bugs-
It's not even fundamentals. That's like
Yeah.
that. Yes,
It's your
funda.
bedrock.
It's prior to fundamentals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gnarly. If I showed up with my glasses on the back of my fucking head, you guys would be like, how's that work? That's how a gun backwards is in a game. How does that everything that you do after that, animations and cutscenes are all based on that. Your scale of your world was wrong. Like
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I'm already
even if it
I'm
had
getting
no
tired.
bugs,
Let's talk
and
about
even
something
if the face animation was like perfect, I still think it's a terrible game.
Yeah.
I
Even
just-
now I played it. That game is trash, man. It's
Yeah,
still
it
got
suffers-
issues. Enemies still fall from the sky. Like, dude, that's fucking pre-Elix level.
Yeah.
It's C tier. It's bad.
I don't know. I just think it also suffers from a lot of like RPGs now suffer that in older days they didn't used to, which
What was
is
that?
like just I don't know if it's because of streamlining or something, but the writing just boggles down so much
yeah.
into just you go do this, that, and you
7
don't have
ways
really
to say yes.
impact. Yeah, you don't really have any impact on the story itself, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that game is trash. It's and it's in a weird way. I don't want to say that it's good, but at some point, my hope is that you know, we all make mistakes. This is an entire group that makes mistakes, but you know, they're listening. You know, they see those things. My hope is that there's an internal dialogue at the high levels to where people are like, how do we stop this particular thing from creeping up, since it's creeped up in multiple versions of our games? And they have, like, if you've ever worked at a company, software development, I'm sure you guys have, but if you work at a company and, like, especially if you talk well, one group may have an issue and it may pop up and they don't tell anybody, and maybe they have the issue a second time. Then they find out the third group, completely separate, had the issue, and suddenly somebody's like, whoa, hold on. You guys are also having the issue? Because we didn't tell anybody, because we thought this issue was ours. And then suddenly they come together and they have the big convo of like, do we need to switch everything? Take it back to formula, as chemists will say. Do we need to take it back to formula? And I think BioWare needs to. I think BioWare, and maybe they have. And so I'm going to cross my fingers and nuts and toes and hope that it does. AKKA9 420 super chat. Everything's perfect. Both the name and the number in the super chat. He just says meow.
Meow.
Let's see.
Man, remember KOTOR 2? Just fucking aware of what's.
And that was Obsidian.
Oh yeah, and KOTOR 1 was BioWare, right?
KOTOR 1 was BioWare. Yeah.
Mm.
So what's it called? Dreadwolf, which is going to be about Solus, which a lot of people like that character. I found the characters all in Dragon Age to not really be biting, not really be biteable. So returning to a character within that group isn't really incredibly exciting to me, but I'm still gonna check it out. I mean, if it's him as the name, do you guys think it's gonna change to a single player kind of game?
Without a party?
Well, I mean, that is him.
Isn't he a bad guy though?
No, but he's your party member, but he's also a mythical character in the world.
I
But,
thought
mean,
like
it's
the
called
end of
Dragon or Dread Wolf. That is him. So,
right.
like,
Oh.
what if it was him? It'd be weird to play as somebody else. I mean, unless he's.
I
a
thought
bad
he's
guy.
like he would be the main villain or something. That's what I got because the end of Dragon Age Inquisition. and
Yeah,
stuff.
but I mean, so that's so dumb. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't like Dragon Age's fiction very much. Like, he isn't a cool bad guy to me, I guess. So we'll have to see.
Just give us a Dragon Age Origins remake. Easy money, dude.
Or just a good Dragon Age.
Or that would be good too.
Greedfall 2, people are talking about more hype. Dragon Age or Greedfall. Most people are saying Greedfall. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. For hype? Hell yeah. Greedfall 2 is like 10 times, man. I dig chicks in big hats. Nightingale, Greedfall 2.
Chicks in big hats.
Chicks in big hats, except for that shitty Resident Evil Village. Yeah. Let's see. Expanding Circle says Drew blah, 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 the writer for Mass Effect, also the books, also joined Archetype Entertainment. Cool. As long as he's not the shit for brains dude who wrote the ending of Mass Effect 3 on a fucking napkin and decided to kill somebody for absolutely no reason, which I think that was him. So if it is, I don't give a fuck what he's working on. Let's move on from there to good, happy things.
Yay.
Happy thoughts.
Happy thoughts. Free games, Reg. Let's talk about free games. These are free games, guys. This nothing happier than free games, even though somebody's going to bitch right now about free games. But
So totally free for free on the Epic Game Store. The current game is Wolfenstein: The New Order. Onto subscription stuff. PC Game Pass has Ninja Gaiden Master Collection and For Honor Marching Fire Edition. Coming next week, Assassin's Creed Origins, Chorus, Disc Room, and Space Lines from the Far Out. Xbox Game Pass for, Xbox has Ninja Gaiden, For Honor, pretty much the same line, exactly the same line. So Assassin's Creed Origins, Chorus, Space Lines from the Far Out. PlayStation Plus, starting next week, God of War, Naruto to Boruto, Shinobi Striker, and Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Prime Gaming, so that's Twitch, Across the Grooves, Astrologaster, Calico, Escape from Monkey Island, Far Cry 4, and WRC 8 FIA World Rally Championship. Xbox Games with Gold, Avon Colony, and Super Meat Boy. That's the end.
so Origins is the one getting the 60 FPS patch yesterday, right? On the consoles.
Was it Origins?
Yeah.
I know one of them.
It was Origins, right, Absy?
Yes. It was
So Origins is also coming out for free then on Game Pass as well. So that's cool. So people who want to jump into Origins and didn't for whatever reason, you can now do so at 60 FPS, which I think we should hope all of the Assassin's Creed games get, especially now that we know that this patch was basically built on the mods that were called Special K mod, where they on PC, where they fixed the CPU usage issue massively. So hopefully we get more of these, man. I would love it. I think Far Cry 4 is another one people should revisit. Doesn't have a great story. It's not amazing, but it's a good Far Cry game with fun shooting. So you might as well jump in there and, enjoy yourself. Play a little bit of Far Cry as well. Everything else, what Super Meat Boy?
Hey, Ninja Gaiden, baby. I think
Did he say Sigma or
fire
Black?
it up again. I think it's all like three of them.
It's the
right?
Master Collection.
Master Collection.
Yeah, you goddamn right, dude.
Preschool Champ says, can't wait for Origins, but I hope Rogue gets one too. So do I, dude. Rogue. Strangely enough, I like Rogue so much that as of right now, started 2 nights ago, I'm reading the official Prima guide, just like seeing what I missed and, little bits and stuff like that. And it's been awesome to see some of the stuff that you can do in that game that I wasn't aware of. Rogue is one of the best ones. I'm willing to bet $0 that God of War Ragnarok gets a release date announced next week at Jeff Keighley's show for September. Jeff also announced the release date of Horizon Forbidden West last year. Any bet takers? Man, I like to invest in bets, meaning I like to care. I just do not give a shit when God
I think
of
there
War
was a
Ragnarok is coming out.
leak or rumor that they're gonna show Avowed in the Xbox thing, so I'm fucking hyped for that.
Okay, let's do it. It's time.
Yeah.
I told people we were going to do this. Worst game name. Have we now seen the worst game names be destroyed by what we saw yesterday, which was
Eternights.
what? Okay, say it again.
Eternights.
Dude.
It's the dating sim action.
Oh,
Okay,
the anime one.
So
yeah.
we've got.
Yes.
So here are the game names that we've got that are terrible. You got Avowed, which is, I mean, to the point of almost needing to create a religion. How shit that is. You got Returnal. You got what's the other one?
Forspoken.
Forspoken. You have
Yeah, I was trying to
Eater
look it up
Knights.
because I'd forgotten again.
Yeah, exactly.
Eater Knights. What are some other
Dude.
horrible game names? Those to me are they're premier. That might just be 1, 2, 3, 4 to me. Like they are horrible.
Dude, I don't know, man. Eternights to me it
Might be high.
It
Yeah.
feels to me like
Little
me
sexual,
in like
too.
grade school. All right, and grade school being like, I need a good DJ name. Oh, I'll mix eternity with nights, you know? Eater
Wow.
Nights. Oh
Yeah.
my god, it's
The
so
gunk.
stupid, dude.
So
Yeah,
Ice
it's
Bear
cringe.
mentions the gunk.
True.
You know, that's
I mean, at
the
least it's
medium.
memorable, dude.
that's memorable, man. So what do you guys think? What's the worst? Eater
Tainted
Knights, though-
Grail.
well, okay, so
Hey, that's a good
generic.
one. That's a
Tainted
good
Grail
one.
is
No.
terrible, but I get it's also not as bad because it's
The thing is, you forget it. It's like Forspoken.
Oh,
You
I
have to
always
look
I
it
forget
don't
up every
forget
time.
Tainted Grail. I can see why you
I
might, but
forget.
I thought you
every
meant because of
time.
taint.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I think every time I talk about, I go like, oh, that rogue,
That's
like the Viking one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tainted taint. Somebody says
Yeah.
the junk is bad or the gunk is bad. Now I'm gonna be those are some bad remastered. Yeah, dude. When that game
Oh.
came
Yeah.
out,
Oh, yes.
oh my god, that is a
Remastered
terrible
That
game
was
name.
Great.
Oh, Triangle Strategy as well.
Triangle Strategy. What is Triangle Strategy though connected to something in the game? A triangle
Only
strategy.
that
No
there's
idea.
3 factions, I think,
There you
but
go.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's
Divine
not that bad.
Divinity, shut
Oh,
your mouth.
I love
Shut
that
your mouth,
game.
Divine Divinity. I get it though. I admit
know.
Kind of silly.
it is
do
silly.
too.
It is. I
It
remember
is.
talking to Josh and being like, Divine Divinity. It didn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Mizaka, what's up, brother? You should come back on the podcast. Good discussion, but nothing beats Near Replicant version 1.22474.
Hey, that is Mega Brain. That's Mega Brain.
That's also vain as fuck.
That's square
like,
root of
that's almost
I
like
mean,
the
come on,
director's
if you're
cut
going
for
that-
Death Stranding.
Down that path, if you're going down that path, then all of the Kingdom Hearts titles.
Yeah, oh my
Oh, dear
god.
God.
Kingdom Hearts, like Happy Reckoning, Horseshoes.
Yeah.
1.221.
3 Pi edition.
Mizaku might be right though, dude. That is a gnarly bad game. That your SEO must suck for Google. I mean, come
Oh,
on,
dude.
no one's typing
Dude,
that
that's
shit
the
in.
thing. Yoko
People would
Taro,
remember the first 3 numbers. They'd be
yeah,
like,
one,
hey, man.
1.22.
but Yoko Taro doesn't give a fuck. He's like, let's do the square root of either 2 or
Yeah.
1.5.
No, he
Yeah.
doesn't. I don't know what it is, but yeah, he doesn't give a shit. These
oh,
are all
the
good,
ones
man.
that were like Shadow
But
of.
that's a good call in for that particular title because, dude, Near Replicant. Like I remember
Yeah.
when they announced that, being like, they can't name it that, right?
Seaman on Dreamcast.
Oh, dude, that game. It was an old, crusty, sperm-looking fish that you talked to.
Shit,
It was
dude.
Seaman was a terrible name. It's right up there. It's easily up in the top 10.
Yeah, that's
Um,
unfortunate.
Let's
As a
look.
name.
Siemens. People show Siemens. That's a good one. Balin Wonderworld doesn't bother me too much, but I get what you're sort of saying. Zombie U. I remember a lot of people, and I agree. Zombie U was pretty stupid when that first game came out. I was like, and it was just to hook onto the Wii U at the time. The
Mm.
Wii
Oh.
U's naming convention. It was pretty bad. I think we're pretty close here though to having some of the worst ones ever, because like
Yeah.
those are bad.
I mean,
man.
remember when they were doing like Shadow of? Every game was, Shadow of the
Yeah,
Tomb
but
Raider,
even
Shadow
those
of
were
War.
like generic bad. These now we're getting
Yeah.
into some like
It's a bad. Yeah.
absolutely nothing being
Dude,
said.
Returnal
bad.
legit sounds like a
urinal.
dishwasher
It-
or
It sounds to me like returning to the urinal puck in a public restroom. Like Returnal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
just-
you know what? The multiplayer version they released, they should have called that Fraternal. This missed opportunity, man. Fraternal.
Wow.
I think
Thanks.
theorizing
Thanks
is
for
pretty
making me
stupid,
personally
too.
feel worse for you. Leisure Suit Larry,
Yes.
Larry Magna Cum Laude. That was pretty bad. That is true.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Phoenix
one
Rising.
game I play on. It's a roguelike. It's called Warm Snow. What is the first thing that pops in your head when I say warm snow?
Yeah,
Yellow snow cone.
that's
Yes.
interesting. It's called Warm Snow.
Warm. It's Chinese. I think it's not translated well, but it's called Warm Snow.
What is
Yeah, it's a
like,
good
what would it mean in
roguelike.
Chinese? Like hot whiteness? Because that's
No.
also terrible.
Ah,
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
You don't know
Yeah.
what that could mean. That could be racial. That could be sperm. That could
Like
be,
someone shit in the or peed on the snow.
I think these
Wow.
are all good titles, man. These
Yeah,
are all
great.
good titles.
Great.
I can
Mhm.
remember Phoenix Rising. I get why you think it's bad, but I don't think it's anywhere even close to any of these.
Yeah. I liked
And
its original name. I
Gods
think
and Monsters.
Gods and Monsters.
See, I
yeah.
did, but it's way too close to the TV show. So, like, to me, I do get also why they switched away from the TV show one, which I think is called. It's about the gods that are living on
Well, I
on
mean,
Earth.
they
is-
switched
is
away
it called
because they
Gods?
got
Monster Energy
threatened by
drink.
Monster Energy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's see, Dragon's Dogma. Okay, admittedly, Dragon's Dogma. I still don't even know why it's named that. Like, Dragon's Dogma is.
It's
is-
a
it just,
catchy
it just
name,
sounds
though.
nice.
But
yeah,
see,
it
none of
sounds
sounds-
these
good.
guys are coming close. None of us are doing that instant. Oh my god, like we did with Replicant.
Yeah.
Like I think we
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
the top 4 or 5 right there.
I'm looking through my Steam library just to see if there's any other.
Yeah.
Biomutant? No, what?
Nah,
That's
man, that's
fine.
good.
Red Wolf. Thoughts on RE4 remake? We already covered it, my friend. We covered RE4. We covered RE Village.
I mean, as much as I like it, I think RimWorld is also a pretty.
RimWorld is awesome. It's
Like getting a
hilarious
rim
because
job.
yes, RimWorld.
Yeah.
It sounds very sexual. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
there's a game called Tongue of the Fat Man.
I mean,
There you
there's
go.
Shower with Your Dad simulator. So
There is,
anything's
yeah, but now
possible.
we're getting to the like on purpose.
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
I think
Yes.
Rising Revengeance was in the top 5. It's been pushed, but I do remember seeing Revengeance being like, "What?"
Metal
the
Gear
fuck?
Rising.
Yeah,
Revengeance. Yeah,
That's a great game, though. I played it recently.
right. Revengeance,
It's
Demio,
fun,
or
yeah.
whatever that game is called. That's also a
the
pretty
D&D
forgettable
tabletop
name.
game.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wait, there's a Nintendo game called Touch Dick DIC. Come on,
Okay.
guys.
probably.
Yeah.
Outriders was bad, but none of these sound the same, man. Just that none of them equal some like
Yeah.
Forspoken.
Forceful
It's just so
man.
bad, dude.
It's so bad.
It
It's
just
so
sounds. It sounds pretentious. I
It
don't
sounds
know. dude.
pretentious, but it sounds
Yeah.
like somebody who doesn't know what words mean tried to come up. It's the same thing happens
Yeah.
with Avowed, where
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you have ever thought that was a good name? It
It's almost
means- it
impossible to
literally
remember.
Does not work as
yeah.
like an impactor for
And maybe
emotion.
Obsidian watches the stream and then decided to change it.
Dude, I've DM'd multiple people I know who work there. I'm like, dude, seriously, change that shit. Change it to
Maybe
something.
they will, dude.
It's
Maybe they will.
horrible, man. All right, moving on from there.
Good.
Phantom Pain. Admittedly, is pretty stupid. I mean, when you think
Everything
about it
is
as a name.
stupid. Let's just when you get down to brass tacks, every name is
True.
stupid. All right.
True, true. Except for
Yeah.
State of Decay. I think that is an awesome.
That's a good
name.
one. State of Decay
You're in a
That's a good one.
state. It's decaying.
of
It's also
decay.
undead. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I get what
it
you mean.
works.
All right,
Yeah.
moving on from there. I wanted to
Uh-huh.
talk to you guys about Bioshock and everybody in chat. So Bioshock was mentioned yesterday in our chat. We were talking about Bioshock because I was saying I wish they'd. Oh, sorry, my dog's got the hiccups, and they're so loud. It's actually causing me to have to look over there. But with Bioshock, where do we think Bioshock's going to go next? Like, is there any? At some point, you've got underwater
Space.
but then, as somebody mentioned, System Shock is technically already there. The moon, Prey is technically there with the moon crash.
Yeah, but it's not like mutually exclusive.
Exactly,
Right?
it's not. It's not. I said Antarctica.
Antarctica?
So 2 years ago when it was first brought up, I was like, just go to the snow. Like we know about Nazis
cool.
built bases there. But is there any ideas you guys have? You do a lava, a volcano,
Mars.
like a Bond
In a
villain
volcano.
in a volcano. Yeah, Mars.
Mars, dude.
I was gonna say deep underwater, but then I remembered that Bioshock.
It's
was
literally
one.
the first one.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
He's like,
Mars
What is that?
colony.
and what if one of the bad guys was
Ooh,
those
underground.
deep
Underground's
sea
a good one.
diving underground.
Underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that if it was Antarctica or something like that, that my personal,
I
that
could see
just
that.
seems, yeah, it just seems like that's the only place snow. I remember about 2 years ago, this came up with Maddie, and he was like, Antarctica. And I'm like, listen, man, the Nazis have built bases there or tried. America's tried. Russians have tried. It's very difficult. That could be the one place where another
The second Stargate is there too.
second Stargate's there, which is definitely for real, which
True.
is definitely a real thing and should be brought up in this conversation.
That's why everyone wants to go
Ooh,
there.
what if it was like an Aztec thing, you know?
Oh yeah, dude, like a jungle, like in the some jungle somewhere, like a lost
Yeah,
city
with like
in the
golden,
jungle.
like exactly, lost city. It's
Guys, I'm
fucking
pretty
sick,
sure,
man.
just so everybody knows, the rumor I was told was created by me.
Okay.
The rumor that people are
Antarctica?
saying Antarctica, I'm pretty sure I created because 2 years ago I brought it up, and I started seeing people say that it's rumors Antarctica, and I was like, no, I'm just saying my idea, and
It
it
would
was
be
on
cool.
leaks and rumors on
Yeah.
Reddit and a couple other places. I'm like, no,
I
was
have
just
a
saying,
question.
I
as
had
well.
a good reason for it, and I think people bought off on it and became literally a rumor because I saw YouTube channels doing a rumor about what I said. Go ahead.
Oh,
What would you guys like to see changed from the other games? Or improved upon, or would you like it to be more immersive sim where you have options? Or...
so I only played the first Bioshock. Do they change the minigame with the pipes?
Yeah.
yes,
Because okay,
yes,
because I at the
But
end
that
I
one
was
was the
like,
best one.
if I have to do one more pipe puzzle, I'm done.
I enjoyed
right?
it more than what they had later, but yeah, they changed it.
Hmm. What's something? So I liked Infinite or Infinity
Yeah.
or Infinite, whichever one.
Especially the DLC. It was
Yeah, I
incredible.
thought that was enjoyable, and I liked one, and I played some of two and thought it was fine. So it's like the gunplay. I'm actually okay. What
Like
the hell?
yeah,
would they add?
Infinite, but without the companion.
Whoa,
You didn't like the
that's a
companion?
hot. That's
Wow.
a fucking hot
She
take.
was great because she didn't
That's
get in the way.
insanity. It's
She would give
it's a
you-
main part of the story. You
No,
you
I
didn't
don't-
like helping them
no.
or really?
Well, not the way she was implemented. Like
Uh-huh.
she's running around like crazy. Everyone ignores her.
But she
and
was,
she's
like,
just
throwing you
randomly throwing
ammo,
shit
you
at
didn't,
you.
like,
Yeah,
she
she'd
was-
throw you armor. Here, catch.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
oh,
just
wow,
stupid.
man, that's a hot take as fuck. That's
That is a hot take. yeah.
dude. That's like going into KOTOR and saying Revan should be removed from KOTOR. You're just like, what? Like, how do you even do that? Okay, I get it. Interesting. All right, so remove companion. I would, for me, I'm pretty okay with what I've got from those. I can't think of anything that I would want to see changed. I like the bad guys. I liked the good guys. I like the combination weapons.
Yeah, I like the cultist, like kind of feel that,
Mentalities. I think they work,
Yeah.
right? They work really well.
like everything is against you.
I can't
Um,
think of anything I
I like the mind fucky shit. Apparently
right.
they're
There's
going
always a
open
twist,
world.
right? Was there a twist in 2? Because I don't even remember 2.
Two,
Was there a
I
huge
think,
twist or just a continuation of 1?
I don't remember. I think it was more of like learning the history of big daddies and little sisters.
Oh, well, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
And
I
then in
like 2.
Infinite,
A
we
lot of
have
people
Big
didn't.
Birdie, right? You got the big bird. So
You
you
got the big-
always have the big.
and it expanded upon like I think in the DLC expanded upon like the connection like the Big Bird had with Elizabeth was the same type of connection that the Big Daddies had with like you know what I mean.
What if in Antarctica it's
interesting.
just polar bears? A big polar bear, big mechanical polar bear.
Why? Oh, like
Because you
mean
have
for
to
the
tie it
type of
into
song
wherever
with-
it is. Yeah, you have to,
Right,
or a big
right.
penguin, depending on if it's Antarctica or if it's
Yeah.
Huge penguin. Yes.
dude, that'd be awesome. Fucking big scary ass penguin, just flapping. Let's see. Man, yeah, I can't think of anything, Johnny. I mean, I think Control. I liked the swing. You know, the swing on the podcast. I thought that was good. I can't think of anything else overall. Let's see. Nope. I think I would just like to see a continuation of this. I think it was actually
different setting.
different
some-
setting.
yeah.
Anybody in chat? Any ideas? People are just saying pretty much the same ones. The moon they would like to see,
Mm-hmm.
but I think with the moon we've already got, Moon Crash, which is good by the way, but it's only a DLC, so I would be cool. Yeah, the moon.
Yeah,
would
but
be
a,
cool.
a full-fledged game of like a moon base would be dope.
People are saying Mars, but with Mars, I don't think that makes. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said not polar bears in some place. It would be penguins and others. In Mars, there's no real. It's not
I'd like
the
to see-
same. So like Elon Musk could maybe get us to the moon easily and get a group of people there, or to a space station, which is another one we were pointing out. It could be a space station.
Have Elon Musk be the main villain?
Like Elysium. Well, no, I'm just saying getting a bunch of people to the moon, living on the moon, then you start looking at like, does it?
So,
like,
so you're
why
saying
would they go to the moon? Why would they go to Mars versus the moon?
It gets like harder to believe or to
and
buy
it gets
into
harder
the
to send
premise.
somebody there, because I don't know if you guys remember,
Yes.
every one of these games starts with a fairly easy sending of the protagonist to the location.
That's
like,
true.
You know, and even to the
but I
moon is
think-
more foreseeable than Mars. At that point, you're like,
Yeah.
what, you know.
You would have to suspend disbelief way more if it's in Mars for sure. It's an alternate reality, but it could be cool.
It could. And the Dirk Pitt novels by Clive Cussler had people land on the moon and then find a base, a Russian base on the opposite side when they thought they were going to die, and it was a secret base. So you could do that on Mars, where like you know, like the Martian, where he
I like
lands.
the rainforest idea a lot.
I do too. The rainforest idea I've never thought of, like a tropical paradise,
tropical city. Like it's kind of unique.
In a
like
sinkhole
organic,
maybe, or something, where like
or
you
like
know,
an organic city.
see.
You know.
Let's see, what else do we got? Reg did free games. Abzy, do you have the list of updated games?
Yeah. So listen, guys, a lot of games get updated. I just pick out some that I find more interesting or a little bit more. I'm not gonna go, because I went through, like last week, I was like, oh, this game got bugs in QOL. This game got bugs. Every game is gonna get bug fixes in QOL. So I'm just gonna list some of the most notable ones that I picked out. All right.
That seems like you've got feedback. Did
What do you
somebody
mean?
bitch? I don't know. You,
No,
it was
no,
like
no,
you
no.
prepared
I was just
feedback to the point to
realizing,
where I was wondering if somebody
like
had bitched.
I went to SteamDB with all the patches,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, dude, there's just like a million fucking games.
Oh,
getting
I see
updated.
what you're saying. Right.
And
Of
whenever
course, you can never get through all.
and whenever like it gets to my segment, people go like, well, what about this? What about this? So I'm just letting you know, guys, like I can't cover everything, right?
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
But God of War PC got Fidelity FX Super Resolution 2.0. Rust, you know, guys, the you know the game Rust, right? Like the fucking, you know what Rust is.
Rusty.
Yes.
Rusty Rust. It got huge combat changes. They updated the gunplay for the first time in 7 years. Now, this might upset some people, but the recoil changed from like a pattern-based recoil into random bullet spread, which people might not like, because I know myself, I like to learn recoil patterns. They also changed sound effects for weapons, weapon models. They updated some maps, and they added a bunch of quality of life. Scum is a early access type DayZ type game. It got a huge update where they added infections and contamination, where you can be infected with diseases and have contaminated food, blah blah blah. They also, because of that, added a doctor NPC you can go to patch yourself up. So you just go to the doctor or whatever. They added a remote control for doors, new weapon, a sawed-off shotgun, and fucking million bug fixes that I saw, like just a ton of bug fixes.
Which game? Sorry, Rust still?
Scum.
Scum's the next
Scummy
one.
Scum.
Gotcha.
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, excellent Metroidvania. It got a new playable character, Aurora from Child of Light. I don't know what that is.
Oh,
That's a game.
But,
oh yeah, that's a great
Child Light's 2D.
RPG game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it got bug fixes. All right. And Hitman 3 came up with a roadmap. They're doing some crazy shit.
Yeah, Hitman 3's got some cool stuff coming.
So they did the roguelike mode called Freelancer did get pushed back a little bit because they wanted to polish it up. But they're coming up with a bunch of new elusive targets this month. And in July, they're coming out. And there's a new map in the free rotation. There's apparently a free rotation for maps. And a brand new location in July. A whole brand new location. I think it's an island or something.
Ravina?
I
Is that
think
what it's
so.
called?
Maybe.
I thought
Maybe.
Ravina was already in there. I think they're doing both. I think they're returning.
They're
a place and
updating
they're doing-
Ravina. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's what it was.
And they're adding a new map. And that's it for today.
There is an extraordinary number of games getting big updates, which is, I guess, a big positive to show that it makes sense for them to continue to support them versus moving on to instantly to something else. It's very cool to see. Some of them are getting huge one. Somebody said, Scott. What's up, Scott? He says, SnowRunner PS5 upgrade.
I don't know what that means. Just for PS5? But regardless, SnowRunner's awesome.
SnowRunner's
Man.
great.
Dude, if you want to just listen to podcasts continually on Anchor and or Spotify and or iTunes, for example, the ACG podcast, which is in all those locations.
Just happens to be the best.
That just
gaming
happens to be the best gaming podcast. SnowRunner is an incredible game for playing during
You said
podcasts.
it's pretty zen. For me, it's a stressful ass game, dude. It's a
SnowRunners?
stressful. Yeah, because I have to like fucking maneuver around all these things, but I
Yeah.
like it.
Reg's
good
experience
strategy.
was also brief and very
Yes.
stressful.
But you're
Stress, I
you
don't
have good
understand
experience.
what's stress. You're just like
Not stress
you're
in a
going
bad
1
way,
mile
like-
an hour. You know,
No,
is that
it,
what's slow?
it was rather like, dude, I that is ages away. I'm already halfway there, but it's almost falling over the car.
Oh,
It's,
and you're
And I have to
stressing out the
decide
flipping
what-
over and okay.
yeah.
You have to
Okay,
decide what
here's
kind
the
of
problem.
car.
Here's the problem with Reg, right? He
Hey,
sees
My
I have
first
to go.
adventure, leave alone.
He's like, okay, I have to go from A to B. What is the shortest path?
Dude, that's my entire
Possible.
playthrough of Mud Runner. Is the shortest
Dude.
path and flooding the
And
truck.
it's
One of
funny
the
you
most
mentioned that
fun
because-
ever.
That was Mud Runner and not Snow Runner,
Yeah.
but we were playing in co-op, right? And I'm following the road, and I look at this crazy motherfucker, and he's beelining through the
You have
like
to.
no
Dude,
no
that's
shit.
me.
He's
Oh,
stuck in trees.
yeah,
but
dude.
he's like,
it's the best part. That's what, to me, that's the zenness of it, is picking the
Dude.
fastest way. But it's
I played
it's
Spider
straight
Truck
up. And
because
yeah.
I was like the closest tree and was pulling myself closer.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Winch. Dude, I remember everybody thinks I'm high as fuck with my Mud Runner Let's Play because I'm laughing through it. They just don't get it. When you go four-wheeling in real life, that is what you sound like. And I don't know the psychology of why, but I can tell you that all my youth was four-wheeling and three-wheeling and motorbiking,
That's
and you're
interesting.
just giggling. Yeah, I don't even know. There has to be a term, but if you watch videos online, the driver might be like, you know, making sure things are hit, but you'll see the
Yeah.
guy in the seat just going like for no reason.
maybe it's
like-
the feeling that you're losing control
It's
over
just
the
a little
vehicle,
kid,
or you're
yeah,
barely.
exploring, and yeah. I like Mud Runners, but Snow One didn't click with me. So sad, but yeah, so chill and with friends, funny as f. Wonder what the next one will be. Snow Runner, Mud Runner.
Oh.
They'll probably just do another
Desert
game.
Runner.
Oh, dude, Paris, the Dakar Rally. There's a rally game that's like that where you're in the desert and it's fully like 200 miles long. I love that stuff, so I would play a desert
Water
rally.
Ice
Runner.
road truckers.
Hovercrafts.
Well, yeah, but it's just flat.
Yeah. And
Unless
they're not-
water
yeah.
suddenly-
It's the shittiest idea
It's the
we've
shittiest-
ever had.
Wow, Johnny, come on, man, go name some games for these guys. Let's see. New game plus ultra hard difficulty, reset skills functionality. Oh, they're talking about something else. Let's see. Brazil, Amazon, Space Runner.
Wow.
What?
I don't know if that
Even
was
less,
Mars Runner
even
would
worse
work.
than the
That'd be-
hovercrafts.
No, that'd be
There's
cool.
even less.
That'd be cool.
No,
Imagine
Mars
having
Runner.
to
Mars
realistically maneuver in space with like cargo and shit.
Oh, dude. Some
you
games
have
do
to-
that well.
Yeah, you have to like use the debris
Yeah.
to like hook to the debris and pull yourself.
Oh, no, that's not bad because Shipbreaker does that where you have to, and
Okay,
I know
yeah.
a lot of people like that. It made me sick.
Oh.
Yeah, it just didn't work for me, man. I mean, I could have taken some drugs and played it, but
Yeah,
Drug
calling a
Runner, we already got a
Shipbreaker-
Drug Runner game, bro.
Shipbreaker does get a little repetitive.
Yeah,
Doesn't
Shipbreaker. I think the thing about Snow Runner and Mud Runner is you're always seeing new land, and with Shipbreaker
Yeah.
or Snow or Space Runner, you're just gonna be seeing a lot of darkness for a long time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from there. We did Reg's thing. No indie game of the week this week. What else did I put on the list? Give me 1 second, guys. New Bioshock, Dragon Age.
I have
4.
indie game of the week for me is GTA 5.
You
What?
trolling, bro?
What?
Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of trolling.
Oh,
We do a
okay.
little bit
Because
of
man, that
trolling,
was
yeah.
confusing. I was like, "What?" Yeah, it's only sold like 150 million copies. It's definitely an
Yeah.
indie game.
Yeah, it's a
just
very,
indie,
very
that's-
known game from
Yeah.
a tiny
Yeah.
startup.
Tiny startup,
Independent.
12 employees. Dude, they have 12 people in their admin team. That's how big their company
Probably
is.
more.
And if you guys even understand what that means, like I've seen companies where they have 50 people to one admin member. Like I'm sure it's probably even more. Yeah.
Silt.
right.
Did you play Silt?
Me? Not yet. Nope. Bought it. Got it downloaded, ready to play it. I'm going to play it this weekend. I think
Yeah,
it looks
let me
friggin'
know.
awesome, man. It got pretty good reviews. Some people, there's a couple lower ones, but overall, from what I've
I mean,
seen.
I love Limbo. So
Yeah, and this one, like telekinesis, controlling fish to do your bidding. It looks
hopefully it's
awesome.
good. I think good puzzles is what will make or break it.
Of
for me.
course, yeah. Good puzzles in that kind of game where it makes sense what fish you're controlling. It's
Yeah.
like if it's a stingray, do I have to sting other fish? Like, like how does it, or not? Well, yeah, you can sting, but I mean, like, what exactly works for everything?
What's the name? Sorry?
Silt. Silt.
Silt.
It's a black and white
Okay.
underwater submerged puzzler with ESP properties for you to control fish to do your
Oh,
bidding.
that was in your video, the
Wow.
one that you compared to Abzu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not
Yep.
Abzi.
Except Abzu's like
Yeah.
celebration of color, and this is
Colorful.
sort of like depressing
Yeah.
and dark. And
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
I was never so quickly out of the game than following that description.
Which one?
It's a black and white underwater puzzler. Like, okay.
yeah. Okay, we're done. We're done.
Is it coming to
Reg,
Game
you're such a
Pass?
negative
Maybe.
Nancy. Is it coming?
Maybe.
Probably. Right?
Probably. I
Silt's
mean, I would
gotta
imagine. Yeah, games like that. I would think.
Let's go to questions in our Discord. When I asked, I saw a bunch of people post them up. So, by the
Excellent.
way, I do want to say thank you for the awesome response to the Patreon podcast. It was the longest, what's the term? Retention podcast I've ever had in my life.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, continue.
Oh yeah. Chat novels. Chat novels.
Oh,
Chat.
okay.
Chat some
Because I
novels
thought it
over
was
here.
French.
I thought it was chat novels.
Chat.
Yeah,
Chat novel.
Chat some
Chat-
novels.
okay, excellent. Chat
Excellent.
novel says, "How do you find time to fit gaming into everything else you do creatively?"
I have no life socially.
Honestly, same. I mean,
That's the
That's
best
a
way
little-
to do it. Fuck,
yeah.
man. Like games, dude. I'm the happiest playing games. Fuck life, honestly. Like I love life because of games. Like I work, and then I go to gym, and then I play games. Fuck it. I'm over like going out and meeting people. I want to be gaming, and you meet a lot of good people online. So
Shut up!
there we go.
I had to do it. I
Wow.
was waiting so long. My dog was just bothering me. I figured
that's
I'll
gonna
do
be
one
awesome
loud
on the
scream.
audio podcast
I'll
when
make
people
sure
just.
to clip it. What about you, Reg? The answer to the question.
I don't do anything creatively, so that's
Oh, there you
that's
go.
no question.
My answer would be that I don't fit anything in. I am fairly. I play what I want to play, and I draw when I want to draw. Right when I want to create stuff for the channel, but if we're talking about games, they fit in
Yeah.
naturally because I want to
Yeah.
play games. And if they don't
Yeah.
fit in, I won't play games for that. I might play games for review, but I'll step away. I'm doing a ton of Dungeons and Dragons prep right now, and so that steals it. Or when I teach, but I don't.
And you also talk about scheduling because you have
yeah,
your
I'm good at
thing where
scheduling,
like
but I mean, I don't even schedule the side games I play. Like if we're watching right now, I'm rewatching Justified. It's just on, but
Yeah.
I'm playing Sniper, and I guess the best would be I do 2, 3. I never do one thing at once. That is for sure. Other than read, I love to read, and that's it.
wait, so
But
so
most
even
stuff-
like a single player story game, you would have like some other.
Yeah, if it was a story where I had to pay attention, I might just have ambient music on, for sure.
Yeah.
But Sniper, I've already played, so like Sniper, I have
Right.
no issue playing it, and as long as the audio for the game is higher than the audio for whatever, that way it doesn't bother me. A lot of times I'll have 2 systems running, that way the audio is separate and I can adjust it discreetly. But yeah, I don't do most things one at a time. I mean, overall, I think people think that like you can't do 2 things at once, but I think I've listened to 3 songs at the same time.
With
That
me,
might
like
be too much.
that's
Okay,
too much.
that's
man.
manic.
That's way
Yeah.
too much. No, like I have podcasts or like YouTube or Twitch up on one screen and I play games, but it depends. So let's say I'm playing like an RPG. If I'm doing like the main story, I would just do that. But if I'm doing like side quests and shit, like going around grinding or killing mobs, like I would watch something, or like playing
Yeah.
roguelikes and stuff or League or whatever the fuck. I'd
Well,
be
Reg
watching
was just talking about that with what were we were talking about prior to the starting of the podcast.
Well, tablet gaming, right?
Yeah.
I was watching a shit on anime and on Netflix stuff while playing.
Jesse Williams, $10 super chat. Again, thank you guys for all the support for this kind of stuff. It helps me pay these guys, usually on time. In fact, lately, somewhat close to on time. But it also helps the channel out. You guys rock. We're not sponsored by anybody but you. So I appreciate that. Best part of my Friday while at work. You guys rock.
Hey, much love, man. Very appreciated.
Yeah, very. In fact, I had somebody post on Discord. I said we're starting the patron only podcasts, and he told me that he's been doing it for 5 years, and he watches everything, but he actually remembers doing those and listening to them in the old days. And I was like, it's cool to see somebody who's been around for 5 years.
Yeah,
like,
man.
that's crazy. My own friends aren't around for 5 years usually. You know, like you entire relationships, 5 of them minimum could go by in that amount of time. And those would be somewhat productive ones. So yeah, listening to stuff. I love listening to audiobooks. So I'll play a grindy game listening to an audiobook for sure.
Yeah.
And teaching martial arts, I don't do multiple things. Reading, I sort of like to read. Like so ambient music will play, but I love to just something about reading is awesome. And boy, I'll tell you what, I can tell when I haven't read because I'll get stressed. I would say reading must de-stress me and I'm not aware, but sitting down for a book and just like the world goes and just disappears and you're like,
Yeah.
and it
I
doesn't
love when
happen
you're
all the
so
time,
in
but when it
trance.
does, it's almost, yes, it's that. I don't know how to
You know,
describe
man, it's been a while
that is
since
the
I've been
plan.
able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reg, what were you
It's
going to say?
great.
No, that is one of the plans for this weekend.
Is to read, right?
I
Oh, to
bought
do
the
your
newest choice of game.
Yep,
Yeah.
I got it. I'm ready to do it. I've been enjoying the choice of game, the new one I played, so seeing that is exciting too. Yeah, dude, it's awesome. Just turn on the music and play. Mike Sue. Mike, you've been around for a long time. I haven't seen you in chat for a while, but I know I recognize the spelling of your last name. KCA20. What is that? Canadian? Canadian
Yeah.
Hey Pennies, 20
Hell
bucks.
yeah.
Happy
Ontario,
Friday.
baby.
Ontario.
What's up? Represent.
Next question.
Yes.
This one from Bordy 777000. That's his username.
Password.
What is your favorite implementation of DualSense? Adaptive triggers, different rumble for textures, vibration, enhanced sounds?
I'm not the right person to answer that because I think they fucking suck donkey balls. I don't think I've ran into one that's absolutely floored me. So you guys go.
You know, I
Astrobot
like
demo, I would say.
Dude, funny, I was gonna say that. It feels
Say it again.
The demo game that basically shows off the controller. I think that's still the best.
the
implementation.
Astrobot, something like that.
I've only played on a PS5 once, and it was at my cousin's house. And I tried out F1, and I thought it was pretty cool, like the way the triggers felt. That's pretty much it. That's all I tried.
You know, in Horizon, I liked how the trigger had
The bow,
what would
like
you say?
the
The
tension.
bow. It had a tension, didn't it? You kind of had to like,
That's cool.
pull a bit harder on it. Then it had levels to it instead of just being it's down. You know, like
That's really cool.
yeah. I think it adds a bit. I would say it's like diminishing returns what you get from that. That's like small compared to, you know, just like the power of the system. That's by far
Yeah,
what I would say. That's the
I still have all those systems on, but I've turned them down to a minimum.
okay.
There's still a light feedback, but nothing. major.
You know what I do like is the vibration in the trigger. I don't know if PS has that, but on my like controller for PC, like the Xbox One, when shooting, and I like how the thing vibrates. Gives me a little tinkle, you know, like that.
God damn it, Habsy.
Yeah.
I would say vibration in the triggers work. I like gyro aiming. In some games, it's actually worked quite well on the PS5, and on PC. But I can tell you right now, man. You know, there's been games where they're like, your AK-47 trigger is going to feel different than your M16 trigger, and I'm like, listen, dude, we're not at that point. Like, VR might be different, but when I'm holding the controller, I don't want the controller to be pulled one way because the trigger's fighting me. It just doesn't feel good. So I usually turn those down.
1
All right.
megabyte.
I was like, oh, okay. Well,
Right.
then, I mean, they had upload speed at all, too. We have, he's only recently moved away from his parents. They lived in the woods. He's in our podcast. He's the one who has his GIF is him in snow clothes, and he's got he's got like the cowl from his nose down, and his upload speed was like out in the woods was like 212 kilobytes or something. You know, it's like he couldn't watch half of the stuff we did or anything, and he just finally got faster internet, and he's just like, it's like Christmas.
Man.
Cool thing is Elon Musk throwing out those satellites that'll ultimately allow us to not be able to travel in space because he's junking up space. But at least right now, people in the middle of nowhere can download shit. We don't think of things, do we? I mean, what are they? Starlink? Starlink, right? Has anybody used Starlink in chat or here?
Nope.
No.
I saw a guy take his truck out in the middle of nowhere and did Starlink and got insanely good speeds.
Oh,
It was that
shit.
moment where you're like,
But you
"Damn,
raise a
that's
good
nuts."
point. We're not doing shit about the debris up there.
No,
We're not. There's no plan to
screwed.
recycle,
Well,
bring
we are.
back
We're
stuff.
adding more.
we're adding
We're
more.
just adding more.
Yeah, we are in deep shit when it comes to taking off. And
They
figuring
are
out
like
Windows.
Someone will worry about that
And then
situation
China and
later
Russia
on.
are like, let's blow up a satellite to see what happens.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
That's literally
exactly.
the worst
Let's add
thing.
some more debris. Yeah.
Flashbang Gaming says, is Weird West playing with a controller worth it? Sure. It
Sure.
wasn't.
Yeah, I played it with mouse and keyboard, and I really liked it that way.
I
But-
did too, and I really
'cause
liked
the
it. with
UX
mouse and
was
keyboard.
really well designed with mouse and keyboard.
Such a good game.
And you click out of stuff, right click. Oh my god, more games need to do that. Right click out of menus to close them. I don't want to hit escape. I don't want to hit shit. Right click out of shit.
Oh my
Sorry,
god,
it's
there's a
just like
game
my-
that's happening to me right now. Where I have to do where right click works in some menus, but then won't get you
Oh,
out
I hate
completely.
that.
And I'm like,
hate
so you're like,
that.
dick, 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 dunk, and you stop. You're like cock blocked on exiting the menus into the game, but all the other menus allow for you to escape. Before we go, last question. No goofiness. Absolutely have to give real answers.
Serious.
What is the best inventory / tabbed menu system in a game so far? We can't say HUD because I would say no HUD. So you're in the inventory, you pop it up, and you're looking at things, moving things around. What is the one where you were like, this fucking works?
Oh, I love that question.
Because you and I talked about this, and I don't remember the
Yes,
game.
I don't
but
remember
I
the
actually remember
game.
you and I being
I
like,
don't
dude,
remember the
this
game.
inventory is unbelievable. And we
Okay,
or this-
Tarkov for sure. Tarkov 100%. Escape from Tarkov.
Okay.
100%. Because UX is like the biggest thing for me. You know that.
Yeah, man,
So
that's
a
tough. I
game
usually
where, like,
hate them.
So do I. Somebody, for example, just said Division, and I'm like, I have no clue where you're coming from. I can't even talk to
They
you.
added
'cause
a lot of
to me,
improvements,
it's too delayed. It's too
Mm,
pausy.
but it's still
Not
yeah,
snappy.
it's not.
There was a recent
There's a
game we
recent
talked
game.
about, dude.
I know, and we were like, oh, I love the inventory. Come on,
Is that a game you reviewed recently?
yes, because we were in there, and even people in the chat came in and were like, dude, this inventory is so good.
Well, it's not Weird West, right? Weird West has one kind of a good one.
No,
but
you
no,
liked
I
Weird
don't
West. I believe it was Weird West. Now that
I
I,
liked
think
Weird
about
West
it,
West.
has a great UX in
I
general.
think you were
It
the
has a
one who
great
was
UX.
behind the scenes.
No, there
going
was
like,
another. I swear to God, there was another one, dude. Sky UI mod for Skyrim, of course. Yeah.
Can't
but
say mods.
fuck,
Can't say mods
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Actually,
I know you know,
liked
I'm saying.
Wasteland 3, I think. Wasteland 3 with, if you remember.
Did it have a really good one? I'm looking at my
Well, for
videos
me,
here.
I liked it. So you had, your different dudes and you equipped stuff and it was visible on the character. And
It just felt good.
quite easy to manipulate and stuff.
Okay,
But-
here we go.
It's a great question, man.
I swear to God, there was a recent game that man. What games came out recently?
I don't know. I'm looking through my list of games I reviewed, and I know for a fact I talked about this. And if anybody in chat remembers, feel free to post the name of the game. Oh, I'm sorry. AKK9 says, to clarify what he meant about Division 2, on PC you could right-click and organize everything like a file manager. Gotcha.
True,
Okay,
true.
that's a positive.
Yeah.
Oh, someone said Elden Ring. Man, I really don't like the way Souls do inventory.
I didn't like
No,
Elden Ring
no, it's
very,
very-
very much.
It's no. It's
What
very,
about Ark, Reg?
Neo does it better.
Arc is busy as fuck with thousands of things, but is it
It is.
actually easy to parse?
No.
Okay. Elden Ring's. What about
I
Dying
think
Light 2?
no. No.
Was Dying Light 2? No? Okay.
No,
Dying Light
no,
2
You had to
wasn't-
swap out stuff. Yeah, it
No.
wasn't.
I think Tarkov is by far one of my favorite UXs, but I swear to God, there's a fucking another one, dude. I just need to.
Man, that's such a great question, dude. It points to such a
It's like
an area for
undiscussed area.
improvement.
Yeah, an area
Yeah,
of
yeah.
improvement. That,
for games.
but there are games where I know I've been like, holy shit, this works. I know exactly where I'm going, and there's not
It's like-
3 ways to the same thing, and there's not 2 ways out of it. It's just like boom, 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 and you're able to like in a battle, pause, go in, and then get out, and
right.
that's sort of what
Oh,
I'm talking.
dude, I got one.
Well,
Surge 2
Yeah, Surge 2
with the loadouts.
Yep, with the loadouts. Surge 2 was sweet with the loadouts. That game,
and you would try new weapons all to and it was
easy to switch them out.
easy.
So I would actually
That's
agree.
good.
Somebody says
and
Red Dead
work.
Redemption
looking
2.
looking through games coming out, a lot of them have UXs I don't like. Because I like UXs that are very mouse and keyboard friendly, where it's like
Yeah.
kind of like a file manager, like someone said. It's like that's why I like the older CRPGs and stuff, where you could just like see everything, drag stuff. I like the ability to drag shit.
yeah,
right click on
that's
stuff.
true.
You know,
But I don't like the dump of like Divinity Original Sin 2, where you have this giant dump of items
No,
on the
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Though?
You have to
Well,
have
that's
somebody,
sadly most inventory
most
systems.
inventories. Somebody mentioned the Outer Worlds, and I will say that one of the biggest pluses about Outer Worlds that I always joke about,
Yeah.
because I don't know why it's there, but the fact that it's there and it's also mimicked in Sniper, is that if you click down on the right stick in either game, it will give you a massive loadout of stats that you do not need unless you want. And Sniper does the same thing. It gives you an awesome condensed look, but if you hit this button, it'll go like bonk, and it'll open up and show you wind droppage and stuff that's just that step more, but it's
Nice.
instant. So you can be like, dunk it, and you look at it,
Yeah,
or you
yeah.
can lock it in and be like, I want to see that for everything now. And Outer Worlds, if you guys go to Outer Worlds and play that game, there's a screen you can go to and look at the gun and the stats. Again, you don't need this. It's so if you like stats. The
Yeah.
stats,
Alright, I
you
think
don't
I
even
got
need
one.
these in Outer Worlds. The game's not hard.
No.
Outer Worlds not hard. You don't need to minimax stats, but they're there, and it gives you that feeling of like, oh, what can I do?
I like same with Division. It had so many stats that I was like, hell yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I got one that
Go for
released
it.
recently that I
What's up?
liked, not fully, but it had some.
We'll say
good
the
ideas.
better of than most.
That's V Rising.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
Yeah,
there's
not
a
bad.
sort button, for example, that sorts the weapons, etc., to the top of your inventory and the
Mhm.
crafting material to the bottom of
Oh!
the inventory.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
And also, if you have like chests and you already put stuff into it, it has a button that puts the same items or the same kind of items automatically into the chest.
That's huge.
So if you stored a pair of socks in the chest, you can actually tell it basically with one button to store
Yeah,
all.
for example, you put one gem in there and now you have different gems in the inventory. You click the button and it sorts all kinds of gems in there.
So let's say
whoa,
that
that's
you've
actually
been
powerful. That's
Yeah.
actually ultimately insanely powerful. I hadn't thought about
Oh,
that.
it's so
And
so
then
handy,
you can
dude.
name the chest and it says, for example, then gems.
That's
Gems.
great.
Gems chest.
Yeah. I think the recent one that I talked to you about, Karak, that I was like, oh my God, this UX is great. This UX is good, is Songs of Conquest. Because they're like shortcuts for everything. You clicked, everything worked. It was snappy. Like boom, boom.
I was
boom.
talking to is it
Carnage.
For some reason that always doesn't
He
sound
played.
right.
He played Songs of Conquest.
Yeah, he played song. Yeah, because I was talking to him. He was like, "I'm heading into this," and I was like, "Dude, everybody in my chat." I think even
Mhm.
Reg played. I could be wrong, but I
Reg
thought
played it
Reg
too.
played it
Re-
too.
I found it because Reg played it, and I was like, "What is this game?" And
Oh,
I looked it
gotcha.
up.
And
Yeah.
the number of
Yep.
people who think that game is like easily, access release worthy, even though it's early access,
It
is
is.
Nice.
insanely high for that game. And I would assume a game like that, inventory is going to matter. But inventory, dude, we need to see games like
Yeah.
I was thinking about Dragon's Dogma, and I remember going to Dragon's Dogma. I couldn't even figure out how to you'd light the torch, then you'd roll in water, the torch would go out. You had to grab a thing to put onto the thing to move the thing over. And I think some games think that's cool. Like I think some games think that that's adding, and I don't. The Ascent was decent. That is true.
Yeah,
The
if
Ascent-
it wasn't for the co-op bugs, yeah, for sure.
That
Dude, the co-op
sucks to
bug
hear.
where every single time you open your inventory, you get a tutorial about it.
The same tutorial, you mean?
The same tutorial.
That's in a world when we want to skip tutorials sometimes anyway, that would be nerve-wracking to be like, all right,
Yeah.
man, I got through the tutorials. Hello, let me tell you about, and you're like, no, don't. We're gonna head out here.
Lost Ark on every character, by the way.
Oh, because you played a character, you go in and the tutorial's back on.
On every single character.
Can you turn it? Can you say don't? Don't.
I honestly don't know, but it's
Because there's so many options. Sometimes you'll miss an option too. You'll be like,
Dude, my friend's trying to make me play that game. He's trying to make me get into Lost Ark. He has 1,800 hours on it right now. He's always on it, like all 24/7. He's like online playing Lost Ark. Shout out Annie, just all the fucking time. 1,800.
is he the one I met when we were doing the MMO?
No, that was Azuru. Maybe he
Azuru.
was there, but Azuru was there. Yeah. Funny guy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the thing is like, when you look at some of these games, dude, UX has definitely caused me to pop away from a game. Like because I will attempt less because there's such a distaste, or not distasteful. That's far too pinky up bullshit language, but something that's so bumpy. It's bumpy, and you're just like, this is.
And it's slow sometimes with like holding buttons,
dude. Every
and
fucking
delays
Ubisoft,
on tabs, dude.
Every Ubisoft
delays.
What do you call it? Yeah. Hold A. Why? And then you hold A, and it still takes a while. Fade out,
bro.
You
switch tabs.
Holds to. No.
I love that a lot of new games I've seen have an option now where it's like
I saw
hold
that.
or just tap.
Hold or tap. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna sound like a fucking PC.
Never hold.
I'm gonna sound like a PC Master Race type dude, but I just don't like it when a lot of games are like moving into like making it more like a console UI, just like how like Windows made it more of like a mobile UI.
Division? Or I mean Destiny?
Stuff like that where it's like, okay, we made it more for console, where it's like it takes away from the UX on PC.
Destiny fakes the mouse with your thumbstick, and I'm telling you right now, guys, if you do that, there is a high chance that there are people, I bet you, who are reviewing that lower without knowing that's why. They're not picking apart that's a thing, but user interactivity, there's a reason why entire companies are based around like having groups come together and test your game or test your software and look at that stuff. And if you're mimicking a mouse with your goddamn thumbstick, you are completely doing it wrong. It's just like
No Man's Sky has that thing as well.
Yeah.
And sadly.
No Man's Sky does do that. No Man's Sky though at first was so much worse than it is now.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's better.
No Man's Sky, when it first came out, was such a painful inventory. You were just like, oh my god.
I think it's still a bit fucking...
It's painful. I'm just saying it's better than it was.
It is better, but the tutorial lasts like 10 hours in that game too.
Yeah. Do you know that they've changed it multiple times? Now they have a new tutorial of some kind, or they're adding there's a new one that they said that they had that's like, I don't know if it's called, like it's faster or what, but it seems like it's more.
You don't land on the shitty ass planet.
And then it randomly, remember, I don't know if you guys know, but I random got the shit planet that's like no air, hot, and radioactive. And I'm all, what the fuck? I haven't played this in like 6 months.
Fuck you, Karak.
I remember leaping across magma rivers onto rocks, and I died just trying to get to like a shield that for whatever reason the game had put like 6 miles away, and I was like, I'm done. I'll reset this. I'll get a different planet. Anyway, that's it for us. I didn't realize we had gone so long. Thank you very much. We're at 1:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. Wait, what?
We went for 3 hours.
3 hours. Okay, I counted 4 somehow. Ooh. I don't know how.
Yeah.
That's how I do inches. Makes me feel more satisfied with myself. Anyway, that's it for us. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thanks for the super chats. Make sure to hit subscribe. Check out Johnny's channel, who is going to stream what tomorrow?
Final Fantasy 14 tomorrow on Twitch. Johnny plays live.
Yeah, I want to see your reaction to some of the story moments there.
Yes.
I'll probably check it out. Yeah.
All right. So check him out. Johnny plays
Everyone
live.
dies.
Did we tell you? No. Anyway, that's it for us. Thank you, everybody. This has been a blast. I really do enjoy
Much
you guys
love.
being here. And thanks to these guys for showing up. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
I got 80 buttons here. I got to find out which button. That one will